All right, we are back here with Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, Session 17. Really happy to have you all back. You'll notice that our Adventure HQ has changed here. We've changed locations. Our adventurers now own an entire castle. So pretty cool stuff. For those of you who are watching or tuning in for the first time, either live or on YouTube, I'll just give a quick recap and overview of the campaign so far. So our adventurers started in the city of El Terrell, which is a holy city in the Western Heartlands. They went on a mission for some leaders of El Terrell outside of the city, and when they returned from that mission, they were witness to the entire city, which disappeared and vanished from their sight. They stumbled upon a caravan in the wreckage and managed on a 10-day journey back to Baldur's Gate to escort those refugees to safety. Once they arrived at Baldur's Gate, they found that the city was under lockdown. So they went about solving a set of murders that were happening in the outer city of Baldur's Gate under the direction of Flamesage of the Flaming Fist in order to try and grant themselves passage into the city. They were able to solve those set of murders, they think, gained passage to the inner city, and then were sent to deal with another simultaneous set of murders that were happening in the inner city. That investigation eventually led them into a fight with some pirates, and they found themselves in a hidden dungeon under a bathhouse where they unfortunately lost one of their party members. And that is where we left off at the beginning of last session, Session 16. And we'll get into a bigger recap of Session 16 in a little bit. But first, let's just introduce our characters for those of you who are returning. Dolakesh is not here at the moment. We'll see if he's able to show up later. For now, he is absent this session, but let's introduce some of our characters for those who are watching for the first time. So Igvis, if you just want to tell us a little bit more briefly about Igvis and what he's all about.
Hello, my name is Manny, and I'm playing Igvis. He's a tiefling monk and member of the Flaming Fist, promoted to Gauntlet relatively recently. His current goal is to try to assist Dolakesh with a mutual friend's dying wish, and trying to deal with the Cult of the Dragon. That's basically what you know right now.
Perfect. Honed?
My name's Nate. I'm playing Honed. I'm a Hildorf fighter. I'm a member of the Fists, and we're here to fuck shit up and hopefully not die like we have been.
There you go. Vaati.
Hi, I'm Horace. I play Vaati, who used to be just a humble investigator, who is now facing the problems of dealing with more than one voice in his head. And he's currently just trying to grow into that, as one would. And that's all you know for now.
Perfect. Elias.
I play Elias, who is apparently not a bard.
Oh, that is the first time we've heard that. Mariana.
Hi, I'm Bees. I play Mariana, a pirate with the Uncivil Serpent who is currently working for Vaati, looking for information, and honestly, she's just looking to get paid right now.
Nothing wrong with looking to get paid. All right, perfect. So for those of you who have never watched this before, at the beginning of every session, I like to have the characters recap the events of the prior session. So I have everybody roll a single d20, and whoever gets the lowest is going to recap for us. And Elias rolled a 1, so we'll see what everybody else rolls. But go ahead and make me those rolls. But unless somebody else matches that 1, which is not the case here. It looks like Elias is going to be recapping for us. I think this is your first time recapping, right, Elias?
Oh, 100%, and I'm doing it in the flamboyant Elias
There
voice.
you go. So, Elias, whenever you're ready, go ahead and recap the events of last session from Elias's perspective.
So, previously in the adventures of the great Elias, we awoken after wandering in the dark to find that fair Marza had passed. We, of course, sent off our dead as best we could after escaping the dungeon. However, the cruel and monstrous cultists could not let us rest, for they feared we would be coming back for them. So they devoted themselves to come to good Vaati's house in the dark of night and snuff us out. However, the great Elias was prepared and generated a loud illusion to wake the house, so that the cultists got their justice. Flamboyant Elias bow.
I love it, and there is a great applause as Elias gives that recap and that overview of what happened last session. Beautiful. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and switch maps here. So you are currently at Vaati's residence, and you have all rested overnight. So you have all benefited from a long rest. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you apply a long rest to your character sheets. So you regain all your hit points, get all those goody abilities and spells and everything back. But yeah, you wake up in the morning. There are these bodies of these cultists that you have since looted, and those bodies still reside in the house. Where have you put them in the house, by the way? I don't think we established that. Are they just laying in the front office, or have you stored them somewhere else?
Marza had that tentacle, so I think they all went into the depths when she summoned it.
Yeah, I kind of cleaned up.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you wake up in the next morning, and what do you do?
Go ahead.
Sorry. So when I wake up, I'm probably just gonna try and round everybody up immediately, and inform them of something that happened yesterday. So I'm gonna be like knocking on the doors, like, "Hey, get up! I have something to tell you all."
Do you wake up my NPC?
She doesn't need to be involved.
Like, should we tell her not to be in the conversation, or?
She can be in the conversation. It just doesn't matter to me, to be honest.
And
I
as
am a
you,
little Patrick at this point, though.
As you go up there, Hone, to go look at Cormilla, she is still sleeping, it looks like, as you enter her room and open the door. Do you actually wake her up, or do you kind of let her sleep?
I'll just let her sleep.
Okay.
Okay, so once everybody is gathered,
I'm gonna make some tea.
poor Dolicash, he's gonna have to miss out on this too. DM, can you share with everybody the thing you sent me, or should I share it in our chat?
I'll let you share it. I mean, you can either say it here on stream if you want, if that's what you're telling everybody, and roleplay it however you want to.
I just don't think I have the ability to like share the actual image with everybody, but I would show them it.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, while you're telling them, I will get that image set up here.
Okay. So I'm just gonna, after I gather everybody, I'm just gonna put down a piece of paper, which you guys will read in a moment, and I'll say, do you guys remember how I separated after we laid Marza to rest for a period before returning back to the office?
Indeed, good Igvis.
I went to go visit, we'll call them a family of friends that I haven't seen in a while. A good friend of mine died relatively recently, and he left behind a grieving family who I want to take care of. But upon returning, they were missing, and all that was left was this paper. And in case it's not up yet, it's simply all it says is return our queen's stolen treasure or suffer the consequences. Leave it inside the Omar mausoleum. You have 2 days to comply. The house was turned over. There was a symbol from the Cult of the Dragon, somebody I've dealt with previously already. And the only queen's treasure I can think of is the amulet that Dolakesh had given me. And that is now in the hands of the Dead Three. So whether we wanted to or not, I have to go and get it back.
I say they deserve a second visit.
We certainly can't let them get off with how they left us last time.
Vengeance for Marza, along with retrieving our items, along with me securing the safety of a family I swore to protect.
And the completion of a job that we were told to do.
That's secondary.
I mean, yes, but it's still a good portion of what we need to be going there for as well.
Tell me, how long do you have to return this item, though? We ought to find a way to make sure the cultists keep good on their word.
The paper said 2 days. However, that was last night. Whether it was there a day before that, I'm not sure. So, I just think the sooner the better.
Well, I guess we best be off then.
Indeed.
But actually, could we investigate the paper to see like when it was written by, like how old it appears?
Yeah, I don't think any check is really going to tell you that. I don't think that you'd have the capability to really know when it was written. Yeah, I would say if you want to give me an investigation check, if you had wanted to maybe talk to other people in the neighborhood to kind of get an idea of when the last time they saw people in the house, or if they heard any commotion or anything like that, to kind of maybe do that kind of thing, you might be able to gather info.
What I know about the Cult of the Dragon?
What would you know?
Yeah. Like, are they prevalent in Baldur's Gate? And if so, like, what kind of dealings would I know about of theirs?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a knowledge history, an intelligence history check. And anybody can really give me that.
College history?
Yeah.
Nat
And-
20, so 25.
So, you know, Vaati, that there have been some troubles with the Cult of the Dragon in Baldur's Gate. You've been here long enough to know that there was an issue not too long ago where a warehouse was burned down in Heapside, and it was rumored that dragon cultists were responsible for it, and you know that the Flaming Fist was involved in the burning of that warehouse. You know that high-ranking members of this cult are typically referred to as wearers of purple, and you know that cultists tend to wear these masks within the Cult of the Dragon, and each mask designates their rank and their various ranking within the cult. Otherwise, you know that they're a pretty secretive organization overall until they're ready to really strike. But you're under the assumption that they were dealt with years ago because you haven't heard really much about them in the city since that big event at the warehouse, where you assume that the Flaming Fist was able to deal and take care of them.
Now, when you say these masks, are you mentioning like Igvis's mask?
Not like Igvis's mask specifically. They're masks, right? But in terms of Igvis's masks, they don't look like that.
Okay, I was just wondering if it was the same, like if that was a correlation, but it's not. It's fine.
Yeah.
I thought didn't you a lot deal with them, Igvis? These cults. Warehouse? Sound familiar?
Yeah, about that. Sorry, my headset got unplugged and everything freaked out. Yeah. I was there the night that the warehouse burned down. It was my plan to go in at night, and it's my fault that he died that night too.
Before you put blame on yourself, please understand that everyone in that entirety of that operation had their own choice. He made his.
I submitted the plan we followed, based on information I had received,
And he
and it was
followed that.
and it was an ambush from the cult itself.
And he followed that plan to the letter without making any adjustments. You can't always blame the entirety of yourself for actions done by others. And you can't always see everything. That I am certain of. Alas, we should probably... alas. We should probably get a move on if we are to get whatever they want.
It has to be the necklace. I don't know what else it could be.
And are we really keen on actually giving it to them, or...
I might as well have it.
Fair
If I
enough.
have no other option, then I'll have to give it to them, but I really hope I don't have to.
Just let me lock up my office, and then I'll leave a note for my new associate, just for her daily duties today, and to keep the door shut. We are to remain closed today. Can't have her and other cultists becoming more of my issue.
Then we have Delikesh stay behind to protect her.
No.
I think maybe we want him with this time.
I don't have a sheet.
I can play
I-
Dolikesh if you decide to bring him with you.
Okay.
I think it's best we bring Dolikesh with. Also, it should be fine during the day, unless any of your flaming fists happen to be corrupt and working for the cult. We should be fine. There's plenty of patrols that come down this way.
I
Which-
think I have good news. Delikesh, are you here? I just saw him join our game.
Oh no, that's me.
No! I got my hopes up. Alright, never mind.
That's me logging in as him, so I can auto roll from his character sheet.
Fair enough. I got excited for a second.
I did message him if he's able to make it to just jump in the Discord. We can figure it out then.
Well, let's go fuck us up some cultists.
Just testing his roll. Okay, cool. Shows
And
up.
I am going to leave that note to her to just stay inside as much as possible. Make sure the shop stays locked. If she needs food, to go to the tavern, and to have tea ready by sundown.
Sounds good. All right. So you leave that note, and then you head out. So you go straight to the bathhouse? Is that where you're going? Is that my understanding correctly?
I think so, yeah. Unless anybody wants to make any stops anywhere.
The only stop I could make is if you want me to stop by Flame's Lodge and ask for supplies.
I mean, like, what's he realistically going to give us if the city's already having issues, you know? Like, he doesn't even want to send an extra soldier, let alone give us anything, you know?
I kind of do want to see if Manap Salal is around, considering he was at the speech yesterday, where the demons came. But I guess I can do that when I report back in after we deal with the cultists, so...
I mean, we might as well just deal with the cultists, right? The less time they have to prepare for us a second time, the better.
Sounds good. So officially going to the bathhouse, not stopping to talk to Manap Salal, right?
Correct. Right to the
Okay.
Frolicking Nymph.
All right, perfect. We'll go ahead and switch over here to the frolicking nymph then. You should still have control of Dolakesh, Igvis. Let me know if that is not the case.
I do.
Okay, and I think I have on him light. I don't know if I put that on him. Yeah, so he does have a torch that he can use if you want him to be using that. And I think I had light on Mariana's token as well, because I think you were also using a torch or a hooded lantern, right?
Hooded lantern, yeah.
All right.
So, you guys chill if I use the light cantrip?
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, it's probably safer than using lanterns and stuff.
Yeah, because the light won't ignite the corpsedamp gas.
Okay. So you cast that, Elias. What do you cast that on specifically?
So, can I cast it on multiple objects at once?
No. I don't believe so. It's just one object that you touch.
Is anybody going to mention the immense quantities of explosive gas to Mariana?
I think we'd mention on the way. Like, you'd probably ask along the
Alright.
way, like, hey, what's going on with this place? Like, explosive gas and explosive zombies.
I'm gonna probably be boring and put it on my mace. I now have a glowy mace.
You have a glow stick mace? Nice.
Glow stick mace.
Rave mace.
Okay, I put a light on you, Elias, as well. So what? So you put it on your mace.
Yep,
Cool.
it is the Mace of Light. The Shining Mace.
And
We're
just
back.
to confirm, for my reference, that lasts an hour. Okay.
Yes, but if I'm not in combat, I'm gonna be recasting it.
Okay. So I will open that secret door, which you know how to open. So you go to that window, and there's this little circular piece in the window that you turn, which is what opens that secret door.
Hold up, I think we should have Honed and Igvis go in first. I'll go behind, then Mariana, and then Dolakesh, and then Elias.
Indeed, we should also make a point of spreading out more this time.
But not too much.
Okay. As you get down here, put yourself back on the stairs. Yep. So you descend down into the dungeon, and it's okay to move up one more, Igvis, if you guys want to. Yeah, there you go. That way, Mariana and Elias can get through. There you go.
I just see dark right now for some reason. Is my glowy mace not working?
Are you downstairs?
Yeah, you haven't got down yet, have you?
I just see like a dark room, which makes it. Oh, whoa! I bet we had an auto tab changed.
But you see just a dark room.
I think I lost my token one moment.
Trying to see if you're hidden beneath somebody else's token here. No.
Yeah, I sure Elias is upstairs still.
Oh, okay. I'll grab you, Elias. Yeah, that's why. There you go.
What was it?
You are back in the nymph.
Huh? That's awkward.
And there. Igvis, you're down there too. Okay, everybody should be down there. So if you end up going up into that last square, it's going to teleport you back to the nymph. So just be careful. So as you descend into the dungeon, again, the stairs open up into this large unlit chamber. Your light does shine through, though, as you are coming down, and it's flooded with that foul-smelling water up to 2 feet deep. And as you come down, you hear the groaning coming from the room ahead. And as you kind of come down there, I know where you are right now, Igvis, but you'd probably be one step back, but you can keep your token where you are. But as you kind of peer around the corner, you can see lumbering here, and a little bit farther as your dark vision reaches there, these 3 bloated zombie-like creatures that you're pretty familiar with.
Am I pretty sure that these are swamp gas and will explode when we kill them?
They look incredibly similar to the creatures that exploded on you.
Okay. I think I would convey that to everybody behind me. Just be like, hey, there's zombies. Same ones.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but those explode on death as well, correct?
I believe that's when they blew us all up, was when they all died.
Yeah, well, I wasn't
correct.
sure. I don't know.
There was a torch in that room, so do they require fire to blow up?
That's my question.
That I don't know.
Yeah, no, you would know that that the gas itself is pretty flammable, but that corpsedamp zombies themselves, the way that they are made and designed, they are basically bursting with that gas, and the sudden release of that gas when they die is usually what ignites it, and then fire could make it worse. So if you introduce fire into the equation, you could make that explosion worse, but they do generally explode on death themselves, just due to the pressure release of the sudden pressure release of the gas.
Okay.
I would also convey this to the rest of the party.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put out my lantern immediately.
And I would say
imagine
that is so you'd put out your lantern. Okay. So just really
my Billy Mace.
And I'd imagine Delica should probably also throw his torch into the water.
okay. And we'll take off Dolakesh's light. Elias's light is still on, so you can see in the radius of Elias's light. So yeah, I'd say a lot of that conversation and discussion and what you'd be having on the way down the stairs before you got to this point, and then kind of Igvis, you see these creatures, and then you point back. And do you say that rather loudly from where you are? Or are you trying to be a little quiet as you get down here?
I'd probably tap Vaati on the way down, as soon as I see them, and say, hey, more zombies. Whispering almost to him.
Okay. Can you just, everybody make me a stealth roll? We're going to just make a group stealth check.
Big oof.
I'll take my 22.
Oh my god, Elias and me just not...
You have disadvantage, right? Yeah.
That's correct.
So you're a 10. So your group stealth check is a 10. Well, actually, I have to roll for Dolakesh, so it depends on what he gets. This is Dolakesh.
Oh,
Okay.
that's awful.
So your group, that is 2-2. So your group stealth check is a 10, which is the third highest roll. I am just going to do something really quick. Make a quick little roll to see if these creatures notice you as you come down. And that is private, but I'm going to reveal it. Okay, so as you come down and you're looking around the corner, Igvis, that, by the way, that 2 is not Dolakesh, even though it popped up as Dolakesh, that's what I rolled. It doesn't seem like they notice you. They don't move towards you. They kind of just seem to be lumbering in their areas randomly. This one over here to the right is just staring at a wall, it seems, motionless. This one is actively just kind of lumbering in this direction haphazardly. And this one as well is kind of roaming on this side. They don't seem to really pay you any mind right away as you kind of look around the corner, turn around, and tap on Vaati's shoulder.
Would I know that if whoever summoned these zombies or made these, if we killed them, that they'd go away?
If the zombies would go away, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think that if you killed the zombies, they would? They don't reanimate. I'll say.
No. I'm talking about the like
The summoner in this case.
Oh.
like.
Yeah, you don't think that killing the zombies would kill the summoner?
No. Killing the summoner, would it remove the zombies?
No, you don't believe so,
Okay.
because they're not raised by like a spell or anything. You know that these zombies are created through alchemical tinkering with bodies. So they are physically created from dead bodies, not raised by magic. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And would there be any way for me to know, like, what's the best way to handle these?
Just give me another roll real quick. Give me a knowledge, religion, or arcana.
I'll give you an arcana, and then do I get to do that with advantage since they are undead, fiend, and fey, or we just want a straight roll?
Yeah. Go ahead and give it to me with advantage.
$17.
Yeah, so I mean, you know that they explode on death, but you know that is worsened by fire. So if you kill it with fire, they're going to explode even worse than they would normally explode. So the best way to deal with them, in your opinion, is they're going to explode regardless, but make sure that you're kind of out of the radius of the explosion. A good 10 to 15 feet, maybe they explode. You're not sure exactly how far, but stay a good radius away from it, and don't use fire against them would be probably your best course of action if you were to try and take them on.
Okay.
I think I'll whisper that we can funnel them and have them blow up each other. So if we get down the hallway, make a noise and have them all lumber to us.
That could be potentially dangerous, given the fact that that could kill us all as well.
I'll be in the front. I can deal with fire better than the rest of you.
Would lightning also ignite the gas?
if you ask Vaati that, Vaati, you...
I mean, just like as a general question.
Yeah, Vaati, you don't believe that lightning would ignite the gas.
So no, I don't think that lightning would be the way to ignite them.
And I don't want to ignite them. I'm seeing what spells I can use.
Yeah, you can use the lightning spell. You can shock them.
I'll recommend that regardless, we should probably get at least into the hallway so we can get past them. I know they're slow, so...
Right over there, the one I'm pinging.
Yeah.
Do
This
we wanna
way has no exit.
Do you want to sneak
There is
that
a
way?
door that way, though. Right?
This way had no exit.
Okay.
The door that was that you're thinking of, I think, was like in the other, like, cultist room that we all died in.
All right, shall we sneak past them to that hallway then?
That's at least what I recommend at the moment.
So I'd say as you sneak past them, just give me one more stealth roll. So that was kind of your stealth roll coming down the stairs and talking and trying to get past them. And now as you physically sneak past them, go ahead and give me an additional stealth roll. All right. 18, 21, 6, 7.
Wait, do you have your disadvantage because you don't have your armor?
He did pick up...
Oh, he has the chainmail on.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
And this will be Dolakesh's roll. Okay, so your group stealth roll is 18, which is the third highest. So not too shabby. And here is their roll. Which we will make sure that's public. So you do that was a pretty good roll, but they are not very perceptive or intelligent, but as you seem to be able to be stealthy enough with the help of Vaati, Dolakesh, and Igvis to sneak past these zombies without them really noticing you.
Sean, I need you to move so I can. I can't see.
And then are we going to switch Igvis and Hone to the front?
I'll take the back because I can run to the front if I need to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you're.
Yeah.
Oh, who wants Blessing of the Trickster? We should be using that.
Probably Hone to get rid of his disadvantage.
Oh, you accepting Blessing of the Trickster?
So that means I won't have disadvantage on my stealth rolls then?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. How long does that last for?
It's like an hour or until I give it to someone else. I forget exactly, but it's I have it unlimited times per day.
Oh, okay. Well, since we sneaked past these guys, should we just keep going and not worry about them?
Yeah, I was wondering if we should deal with them so we don't have to deal with them on the way out.
Or
Mostly.
more importantly, we don't get sandwiched between two bad options.
Yeah, I agree. We should deal with them.
Because the last thing we need is like we got two spellcasters in front of us and the corpse blight behind us, and we just don't have good options, you know?
But I'm thinking about that as explosions and being in here, it's just going to echo everywhere.
Yeah, but even if they know we're coming, that's still more like they clearly already know we're coming back because they put zombies at the door, you know?
They also have better fire options than we do if it comes to igniting zombies.
Yeah, and if
One
the,
fireball plus corpse blight, we're all dead.
and if this way we can deal with these ones, like I said, we won't have to deal with if we have to run for whatever reason, we don't have to run past these guys, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Elias, can you put your light on my weapon instead? since I'll be in front and you'll be able to see them easier.
Yes.
And then I'll stand behind you guys because my chains can reach a little bit further.
I'm gonna try out these new daggers. Let's see if they work.
You gonna throw them at the corpse light zombies?
I'm gonna throw one of them.
Okay, so you put it on Igvis, your light Elias, which Igvis.
To be clear, it's on his mask now.
It's on my mask. All right.
All right, Igvis, you have light on your mask, which is this big.
I got a quick question. Do we have healing potions for this, or are we just gonna wing it?
Nope.
Did we forget healing potions again?
It's fine because we got a long rest prior. We are the healthiest we can be.
Yeah,
And
but these
you
guys
do
fucked us
have
up
a
last
healer.
time.
So
Well, yeah, but we didn't have our healer with
Yeah, but
spells.
we're all clumped together. The explosions last time were like 30 feet or 60 feet
Well,
or something like that. It was big
Essentially,
explosions.
I want to be the one in front to take these explosions, and everybody else can be behind me.
And then because I can reach, and then Mariana can use spells to kind of shoot from behind. Same with Dolakesh and Elias. We should be able to deal with them before they hit our range.
In other words, what I'm gonna do is
I'm melee.
I'll stand
so
right here.
I'm 5 feet.
However, the only ones that those of us in the back can target are the ones standing next to the light.
well,
We
what
won't
I
be able
wanna-
to see anything else.
I'm basically gonna stand here so you guys know where to position yourselves far enough away, so like Dolakesh and Mariana to move back.
But the light has a 20 feet radius, so he can be right out of range. And that is where he should be. We should just barely be able to see the zombie.
Yeah, I just mean like we are going to be very dependent on where Igvis is.
I just figure I can be the one that's closest without having a problem, so.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then Honed, if you actually want to, you can switch places with me, and back us up from here.
Well, I won't be doing any backup with you because I'm just all melee. So it's
Well-
5 feet.
yeah, and that's kind of the idea right now. But like my range is here.
Oh,
With
can
my chain.
suggest- I have spiritual weapon which we could use, but I think a second level spell slot's a pretty heavy resource for going against zombies. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'd save that for healing later. Probably.
Yeah, honestly, we'll probably need the healing if we don't find any potions or anything.
Well, I also took Prayer of Healing to recoup us if we run into trouble and get the 10 minutes.
Best to have as much as we can for later.
Agreed. So I'll use Cantrip this fight to save as much magic as we have.
Okay, are we ready then?
We're as ready as I will ever be, I think.
So while everybody move back at one more step, please.
We won't be able to see
You won't be able to see where you
around
are,
the corners.
but that's fine.
Well, we won't be able to see the zombies around the corners is the issue. There.
I'm standing here.
Because I can only see like small cone. Alright.
I'm gonna try and funnel them to the opening of this tunnel anyway.
Okay.
Now, without any subtlety at all, I'm gonna stand here and I'll be like, "Hey, idiots, we're here!" Like getting their attention.
okay. So with that,
Be ready reactions.
go ahead and roll me
Be ready
initiative.
reactions knowing this stuff.
Yeah, can they all ready like an action to be like, when they're in range, I'll shoot this off or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll let you all do that. I'll let you all do something when they come into range if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just ready a melee attack from where I'm at.
Okay.
Already Ray of Frost.
I'll also ready a melee with one of the daggers.
I'm assuming I know about fire and that my spell isn't fire, correct?
Yeah, you know your sacred flame is radiant, I'm sure.
Yes.
I mean, if his intelligence is like a 7, maybe he doesn't know.
So go ahead and roll me initiative.
I swear it burns things, guys.
Like, why would they call it flame if it wasn't fire?
Because saying it's not fire, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's fire.
I think the only one that's really bad at initiative is Bildikesh.
He actually didn't go on the tracker, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, that is kind of weird that he didn't make it onto the tracker. Let's see, what did he roll? 4. Beautiful.
He's going straight on the bottom. We also saw the zombie initiatives, so I don't know if you meant for that.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what they are, so it's okay to see them on the tracker. They're not hidden for you. You know what you're getting into. Okay, we got everybody on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 zombies. All right, so Vaati, you are first. You're currently holding an action for them to get into melee range. Are you going to continue doing that?
Absolutely.
Okay, and would you like to take any bonus action on this turn? Because your ready to action will basically go off, and that's all you're going to get when they come into range. But you have the opportunity to use a bonus action if you'd like to on your turn specifically.
I would not like to light my chains on fire. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm just checking. You never know. But okay. So no bonus action then, right?
Nope, and I'm just going to continue holding my chains ready to go.
Okay. Also, let's in case you didn't know, there is shit on the turn tracker. There's an end combat button. No, sorry, not end combat, but like an end turn button. So if you click that, you can end your turn and it'll go automatically to the next person. So there you go. So Elias, that way you guys control when your turn ends. And
I think I'm in position, people who can see.
yeah, you can see what you can see on the map right now. So Igvis's light does, create some light ahead of you. So you're going to ready in action. You're readying Sacred Flame, I think you said, right?
Yes.
Okay, and do you want to do anything as a bonus action as well on your turn?
Right now, no.
Okay. Sounds good. So if you want, you can just hit that end turn button on the initiative tracker.
Where is the initiative tracker?
Essentially, when you see the swords at the top of the chat that says combat encounters, right-click it and it'll pop out the combat tracker, and then you'll just have it.
Perfect. Okay, Igvis, you are up.
Okay, so I'll take one step towards Vaati, so that they'll have to come a little closer, and I'll take the dodge action.
Dodge action. Okay, so you're not ready in an action. You're going to use the dodge action.
Yeah, I'll just do the dodge action.
Okay. You don't get that, right, as a monk as a bonus action?
I could if I wanted to use a key, but I don't want to do that.
Okay. Gotcha. Mariana, you're up.
I think I'm just gonna stick with the ready rate of frost because I only get 2 tentacles a day, so
Sounds good.
yeah.
Go ahead and there you go. So this zombie is up and he lumbers towards you, Igvis, as he goes.
He's officially in my range.
And mine.
Yeah. So Ray of Frost can go up off Sacred Flame too, right? Has however much reach. So Vaati, Mariana, Elias, you can take your ranged readied actions.
Did Dolakesh also ready up like a Eldritch Blast?
His Eldritch Blast is... I'm just trying to look at what... It's force damage.
I think it's
Okay.
It's force,
Just
yeah.
making sure. Yeah, so he can take his too. But let's see what everybody else gets first. So Mariana,
Yeah, I
Ray
got
of
an 8.
8 hits.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, these things are just like lumbering sacks of skin.
Well, I do with single damage.
Whip hits Vaati as well, and Elias, your sacred flame, it has to make a dex save. So 1 cold damage from Mariana, 7 damage from Vaati, so that is 8 right there, and then we're going to go ahead and do a dex save, which is this. Okay.
Okay, ooh, my god.
So a nat 20 on that, so that will save, and it doesn't do half damage or anything. Yeah, it just doesn't take the sacred flame damage. And then Dolakesh will also make an attack, which this will be Eldritch Blast. Nat 20.
Ooh.
All right.
You rolled 2 nat 20s in a row.
All right.
Oh
all
my
right, all
God.
right. Okay, so it is this plus 1d10. So 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 force damage to this zombie. And it is still up. And it attacks you, Igvis, as it gets there.
Okay.
So that is going to be...
Just a reminder, disadvantage on melee attacks.
Yes, thank you for saying that. But so it is going to roll this as it reaches out to slam at you, and a 6 will miss you, I assume, as it just sits there. This other zombie is up, and it will also move to attack you at disadvantage.
God, I love dodge. It's so good.
It is pretty nice. 10 will also miss you. And then that final one here is going to go ahead and lumber towards you. And that is going to be its turn. Hones, you are up.
Do you have a throwing weapon
No,
of any kind?
no. I'm just gonna end my turn.
Okay. Go ahead and click end turn. Dolakesh is up. Dolakesh is going to... I think he's going to save his Hex. So he'll just Eldritch Blast this one right here. So this is his roll. Wow! Another nat 20.
Oh my god.
That's
He's not even here. He's not even here.
Wow! Eric on fire today with his rolls. So he does that plus 10, so that is 18. No, sorry, 21 points of force damage to this one on this side, and as he just like blasts through one of the arms, and you can see this steady stream of gas just coming out of it. It's just like, okay, that is Dolakesh's turn. Vaati.
I think I'm just going to attack the one Dolakesh absolutely obliterated.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and make me an attack roll. 21 will absolutely hit that one, and you don't even need to roll damage unless you really want to, because it was at 1 hit point, and it explodes, and it explodes in a 15-foot radius. So Igvis and Vaati, please make me a dex save, and these other 2 zombies will also have to make dex saves.
13 for me.
21 for me.
Okay, that one fails. And this one passes. And Vaati and Igvis, you both pass. So you'll take half of this. Igvis, you'll take half of that half. So it explodes for this much fire damage for 3 points. Wow, that is a low roll on 2d8.
So half of 3 is 1.
1.
And then half of 1 is just 0? Or do I take
You
1?
take a minimum 1.
Okay.
So, Vaati, you'll take 1 point of fire damage. Igvis, you'll take 1 point of fire damage. And these 2 zombies, this one here is going to take 6 points of damage because he's extra vulnerable to fire. And he failed his save, which kills him, and he explodes. And this other one made his save, so he takes 1, but he actually takes 2. But this one over here now explodes, and he died from fire, so it's an extra large fire blast, but it doesn't quite reach Honed and Mariana and you guys down there. But Vaati, you're still caught in this blast. So go ahead and make me another dex save, you and Igvis. And of course, this zombie will also make another dex save.
I was hoping that when they did their chain reaction that I'd be the only one in it.
And this one will pass his save. Igvis, you're going to fail. Vaati, you're going to fail. So you will take this much damage in a much larger fireball. You guys will take full damage from this. Igvis, you'll still take half because of your resistance. And the zombie will take double half of this, which is full. So 19 points of damage, Vaati, you take a fire. And Igvis, you take half of that, which is 9. And this zombie is going to take 19 points of fire damage. And it does not die, though you can see that it's on fire. And you can hear the tss as the gas seems to be caught on fire. And he looks ready to just fall and burst. How you looking over there, Vaati?
Very rough, but I'm still up.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm pretty good still. I'm above half.
So
I'm at 8.
So that is Vaati's turn. That was all Vaati's turn as you whipped the one zombie, and 2 of them went down.
As that happens, like, oh, well, it's working as intended.
I'll ask you to walk away if I could. Like, get away from here.
Oh, I do still have movement, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have movement and a possible bonus action.
I could kill it. But it could also...
It's currently on fire, so its explosion's going to be as rough as that last one. Probably.
Yeah. But I could kill it though, and I could live. That's the kicker.
You do you, man.
It's still a maybe, though. On the living part.
Listen, all right. Fortune favors the bold.
I love it.
Fortune favors the bold.
It's the theme of the campaign.
I'm going to make a bonus action attack on it with my other chain.
Okay. You make a bonus attack.
I'm definitely hitting it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You hit, and this one is at 1 hit point. So you are most certainly going to kill it as it goes and explodes. Again, Vaati and Igvis, you are both within the radius of this explosion. So go ahead and make me another deck save.
I have to realize I rolled wisdom last time, but it didn't make a difference. It's fine. I'll definitely pass this one, though.
All right, yeah, so you both pass, so you'll take half of this, which isn't as big of an explosion.
I'm still going down, though.
So 9 points of damage, half of that, so you'll both take 4, but
take
Igvis
4,
will
right?
take 2.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm fine. Never mind. I'm just real bad. I'm feeling it.
So, you need to be spared from dying.
We smell singed bugbear fur.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm still up. I just need healing.
I'm literally at half now after all three of those.
Alright, so did we win?
Yeah.
We won.
Alright, everybody gather around me. Gather around, peasants.
Oh lord.
Well, we've only got 2 injuries, so what's most efficient use?
So I have, it's a second level, but Prayer of Healing takes 10 minutes to cast, but heals 2d8 for everyone in range.
I mean, though, if it's 2d8, the potential to heal a lot.
The problem is
You
it's
do
a
you.
second level spell. So, do we think we can scout ahead and fight some more weak ones beforehand?
I can give Vaati a little healing in the meantime.
I'm at as for reference, I am at 4 hit points.
What's your total hit points, though?
28.
So, yeah.
And most of my stuff functions with me having health to spend as just a reference. So if somebody wants to give me some healing on the way, and we can continue forward, that's fine.
Yeah,
But
but like if you've got something that isn't for the full party, that might be a better idea.
I can also heal him a little bit now as well to like top off if you can't heal him all the way.
I'm thinking I give him a first level heal. Do you need any healing, Igvis?
I'm at half. I think I'll be okay for a little bit.
Alright, so let's give him one first level heal for now, and then we'll save Prayer of Healing for later. But remember, it has a 10-minute cast time, so we cannot use it mid-fight.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'll take healing.
All right, that's 10 points there. Cure wounds.
And that goes to Vaati, plus whatever Igvis gave you.
I was trying to see how much you healed first. I'll use 2 key then.
Two keys.
How many do you get?
So 6 to you, Vaati. And I'll heal myself 7.
Sounds good.
Okay, yeah, no, it's a little healthier.
I just imagine you like giving yourself the Heimlich or something for your self-healing.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Small uppercut to yourself. Like
I like to imagine like a Tarzan chest beating. With like the screaming.
We can move the light back to Elias now. You can take it. I only wanted you guys to have your targets.
Glowing Mace of Freedom!
And then, Honed, you could probably move back up with Igvis. That way you're closer.
Okay.
I just knew that they were gonna blow up, and I knew I was the person who could take it, so...
I also knew that I could hit them from a range of sorts.
But you took all 3 explosions, sir.
No, I didn't take the... Well, yeah. I feel like that's irrelevant. I feel like we made through that encounter.
But just to make moving here easier for me, I'm just moving Delikesh on my token. Just know he's further back.
Fortune favors the bold.
I mean, it did.
All right, so as you get back to this spot, again, I'm just going to repeat kind of the description of these doors for you and for our viewers here on stream. So, you know, this is a familiar sight. The chamber's emptied, but there's a bunch of decor that's on these doors. And each of them is covered in intricate carvings that you have already identified as members of the Dead Three. The Dead Three themselves. The western door, this door over here, depicts a powerfully built skull-headed man with long curved blades where his hands should be, which you identified as Baal. And the southern door which you are all too familiar with, brings back a little bit of PTSD, depicts a cloaked figure whose face is hidden under a cowl and clutching a screaming human skull in skeletal hands, and you've identified that as Merkel. And the eastern door depicts a tall armored man wearing a bucket helm whose right gauntlet is painted black and clutches a set of shackles. And you've identified that as Bane. So this eastern door is Bane, the southern door is Merkel, and the western door is Ball. But that is what you see, and all three doors are currently closed.
What do you think? Do we go through the door we went through last time, reintroduce ourselves, or do we choose a new one?
Let's do a different door. It feels like
Well, I think
Groundhog's
it'd be-
Day if we keep going through doing our thing.
I think
Varieties,
it'd
the
be
spice
weaker
of life.
past the
Is that
first
what I'm
door.
hearing?
So I'm like, well, what about this one? Seems like we dealt with some of his followers. The shield matches the description of the god on that here.
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with that store.
Fortune favors the bold.
Remember, diagonal through the door.
I will forget, and it will be shameful.
So as you open that door and you go through, you see a long, dark hallway, except for where Elias's light reaches, which doesn't reach down the entire hallway. And as you look ahead, those of you who have dark vision, you can see that starting here, there are some steps that descend down into what looks like more murky water. And as you get to this part honed in Elias, you can kind of stop for a second as you hear some chanting that seems to be coming from down the hall and around the corner. I'm just going to pause it for a second. So you hear some chanting, and you can kind of make out the words of the chanting. You hear, "In the name of Bane, we offer adulation to Zariel, Archduchess of Avernus. In the name of Bane, we give the blessing of one god to another. In the name of Bane, we give blessing onto the unholy quest of Eltergard. In the name of Bane, we offer adulation under the fear and tyranny born in her name." And you hear this in the distance and around the corner, and then you hear some muffled screaming. And I will unpause that as you soak in that information.
So, save the hostage.
Go, go, go.
Do I recognize the cry?
You do not.
And how about the chanting?
You do not. Well, I will say that the chanting, the voice kind of sounds familiar with the chanting. Maybe similar to the chanting you heard when you were first captured here the day prior. Though the day prior you couldn't really make out what the chanting, the words in that chanting, but the voice sounds similar in tone. Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter which door we chose. If we hear the chanting here, then must be some sort of circular design, everyone.
I think we're killing them all anyway. Let's go.
Fair enough.
Should we do this
Can we roll a stealth roll,
stealthily?
maybe?
We should definitely be stealthy about it. Are you kidding me?
Okay, if you're rolling stealth, go ahead and make me a group stealth roll. If
So,
your plan
let's
is
see.
to be stealthy.
Honed has Blessing of the Trickster still, right?
I mean, if it lasts for an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
That's lots of 16s.
Yeah, that was pretty good average, honestly.
So let's see, 17, 3, 14, 6, 16, 16, 16. So 17, 16. So 16 is your group stealth. For reference. Okay. What you are trying to be stealthy. Go ahead and do whatever you are going to do. As you kind of come up here, I'll just say real quick. So this whole room is flooded as far as you can see, all the way down here and this way and this way. The whole room is flooded and unlit, and it seems to be braced with these floor-to-ceiling wooden beams. And that is what you currently see. And that chanting continues to get louder. And I'm going to pause it there because you can see some stuff going on, Honed, and Dolakesh kind of slightly. But Honed, so rough-hewn steps rise out of that murky water here to the west, which is dry at the top of the steps, and it's lit by a torch in a sconce behind what looks to be a stone altar. Shackled to the wall behind the altar is a sickly man in a loincloth with a burlap sack over his head. You also see standing behind the altar, before the altar here, a powerfully built woman clutching a mace, and an even bigger man behind the altar here with a bucket helm. The helmed man is carving into the flesh of the prisoner that is shackled to the wall with a dagger as black as the void itself. And you see that the man himself is the one who is doing the chanting, the one who is carving into the skin of this man shackled to the wall. Both of them seem to be clad in chainmail, and the woman carries a wooden shield similar to the one you're currently wielding, with a large black hand painted on it. And I am just really quick going to make some rolls here. They are currently distracted, it seems, with whatever they are doing, the torturing of this man, it seems. So we're going to go ahead and roll them some perceptions at disadvantage. So this is going to be the woman with the shield. And then this one is going to be the other man. So as you kind of come up on this and you see this, Honed, and you can kind of see those steps that I described from where you are,
I can see
Igvis.
the steps. Yep.
From where Igvis is, you can kind of see the steps, but you can't really see the people. It doesn't seem like they notice you, Honed. From where you are right now, Igvis and Vaati, everybody is right now. They seem pretty intent on this, whatever they're doing over there at the moment.
You ready to jump them?
Yeah, let's try to get up the side there where you are along that wall. Maybe they won't notice us.
As you guys sneak up against the wall.
Should we move the light to home? I'm sorry, to this again? This or how? Because there's not much advantage in having it on a caster in combat. We just have to see the light. And if we can see that and go on, then see us.
I'll whisper back to you. They're lit up at the moment.
I need you to move so I can move. Thank you.
Now, really quick, Elias, your intent is to bring that light down there. You do know it seems like everybody ahead is kind of stealthing and being sneaky, and it's dark up ahead.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
out of
gonna
your
try and
vision.
get that out.
Okay. I just want to clarify what you're actually
I'm
doing.
gonna turn it down and probably try to follow Ignis as closely as possible.
Okay, so I turned your light off as you take it
I'll-
off
you-
with your mace.
I'll give both Elias and Mariana the edge of one of my chains to kind of hold like a kindergarten rope as I lead them along.
Okay. Go ahead
I don't know
and
if-
do that. So, if you want to move Vaati, I can move Elias right next to you, wherever you go. So you can just feel Vaati to your left, Elias. It seems like you're hugging a wall, and then it seems like there's light down there, which you can see in game of those steps that kind of lead up. It seems at the moment from where you are that they don't notice you, as they are still intent on this ritual.
I guess I'll whisper everybody. Everybody ready?
Unfortunately, yes, I am.
Can we see any faces? Or make like a listen check to look for any particular voices?
Can you see any faces? Is that what you said?
I'm trying to figure out if a particular person is among them.
Well, Dolakesh currently can see faces, and Hone saw some faces. But you didn't see any faces from where you were or traveled.
So,
I mean, I can, but that doesn't matter because I don't know anybody.
So, time to try to quietly whisper. You guys see her?
Flannel is not here. I feel like I said that name totally wrong. What? The girl who blew us
Menace.
up is not here.
I will actually just really quick want to retcon something. Because you would have seen this actually, Igvis. How far is your dark vision again?
Around 60 feet.
Yeah, so as you took the path that you did, you got close enough to notice that down this way, where I'm pinging, there was a hallway, and that hallway entered another room, and in that room, kind of in the end. Sorry, I'm wrong. Hones, I'm sorry. You saw back here by this altar on the floor in this corner where I'm pinging. If you can see my ping, that there was your gear by the altar.
Okay. Like, I seen that there's this another hallway where I was, like, right around the corner there. I thought maybe our gear was over there.
Yeah, no, you see next to the altar what looks to be your gear.
Okay.
Recognizable. You can recognize your battle axes that are in there, and there are some backpacks, and you're pretty confident that your gear is over there by the altar.
There's my shit. Let's get it.
But, okay, is your intention... I did pause the game, because is your intention to attack them right now?
I believe so, unless somebody tells me otherwise.
I'm gonna say yes. That's why I
Okay.
sneaked over here, because I'm assuming that's what the plan was, is to save this guy who's being sacrificed.
Yeah, so with that, go ahead and roll me initiative. And we're going to enter initiative, and you're going to get a surprise round on these guys here. Change our music to some battle music. Let's see, we got Elias, Vaati, Mariana, Hone. So we need Igvis in the initiative, and we need Nola Cash.
I can reroll it if you want. It just didn't pop out.
Okay. No, it's fine. I can use whatever you roll. It's kind of weird. Dolakesh doesn't pop up automatically, but he got a nat 20 on his initiative. Wow, that's three nat 20s.
That is literally he is better when he's not here somehow.
Wow.
Can confirm it was because I didn't have my token selected. That's why I didn't show up.
All right. So what was your initiative, Igvis, here?
11.
11.
So you and me, buddy.
Ooh, who actually goes first between us? Because we have the same everything. Do we have to roll off?
I don't know in this case.
I would say whoever has the higher... Well, you'd have the same initiative bonus. Yeah, I'd say you guys choose.
I mean, I'll roll for it.
Okay.
Roll A's.
Go ahead and roll again. Just straight D20. Whoever gets higher goes first. All right. Vaati, you are going to go before Igvis. We're going to put you on 11.1.
We couldn't have asked for a better set, though, so we're good.
So
Yeah.
we have everybody here. Dolakesh, Elias, Vaati, Igvis, Mariana, Hone. That's 6 people as we go ahead and we begin combat. So Dolakesh is in the back here, and he's just kind of eyeing them up, and he can't actually see you guys in the corner as he's waiting for some kind of signal. What signal do you give?
I don't think we necessarily have a signal, but maybe he could just hold an attack until we all just, like, actually jump them.
Wait, can't he like message someone in their heads or whatever?
Oh yeah, he can talk. Well,
So
I think we said that he can message me, but I can't talk back to
yeah,
him.
so what he's going to do is he's going to, since it's his turn, he's just going to hold his action to do an Eldritch Blast when he sees one of you guys actually jump into the lit area that he can see. So that would be his turn. Elias, you are up. And you are in darkness. We can see that lit area ahead as it looks like everybody's ready to pounce. What do you do?
So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast a first level spell actually.
Okay.
What'd you cast?
What are you casting? Bless. All right. So that is an action to cast Bless. So everybody is going to get that 3 creatures. So who are you giving it to?
Igvis, Honed, and probably Vaati.
Okay, so Igvis, Honed, and Vaati, you guys are blessed. So the next, whenever you make an attack or saving throw, you can roll a d4 extra to the attack roller saving throw for the next minute.
Sounds good.
So that's your action, Elias. Do you have a bonus action or movement that you'd like to take?
Nope.
Okay, so go ahead and click to end your turn on the combat tracker. All right. So we are going to go ahead and skip them as we are in the initiative order. Vaati, you're up next.
Okie doke.
Really quickly, the water that we're currently in, is this like the swamp gas water, or
It
is
is.
this
It's
regular
difficult
water?
terrain.
So we only get half movement, right?
It's like normal foul-smelling water. You don't see the gas in the room, though. The corpsedamp gas, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, I was wondering if it was flammable.
Yeah, but you get half movement while you're in the water, Vaati. So there is these next two squares are water, basically halfway up the stairs is all water, and then it starts to be dry here.
Because I'd have to basically just end on the dry, right?
So
I think you can end right there.
Yeah, what's your movement?
30, so it'd be like right here.
So it would take you 25 squares to get right here, 25 feet of movement to get on the dry piece, because you'd go 5, 10, 15, 20, and then this to go out of the water is just 25. So you'd get an extra square of movement besides that.
Okay, because I get half, so half my movement would be 15, correct?
But it's while you're moving through the terrain. As soon as you're out of the terrain, you have normal movement again.
Right. It's only when you're in difficult terrain, every square counts as 2. When you're not in it, every square counts as 1. So the first 2 squares here, if your plan is to just go right out of the water, each count as 2. But then once you're out of the water, it goes back to 1. So you still get 30 feet, just every square counts as 10 feet until you're out of the water.
I guess I'll just stay here and wait. I mean, because there's nothing I can do by, like, going up there, you know?
Okay. Just remember, this is the surprise round, and you did hear Elias cast a spell, which does have a verbal component, so he did say something and speak.
Remember, you can get up to here.
My apologies. I would have told them that I blessed them, so they at least know their favorite.
So I can get right up to...
Yes, you could get all the way up to here if you would like. And as you get there, I just kind of want to point out, now that you can see it, that in the north here, there seems to be a statue. And the statue has these gauntlets. It's clad in what looks like plate armor, and it has these dark black gauntlets to it that are on the hands of the statue that look especially interesting. But yeah, that's what you see up there in that alcove.
Then I'll make an attack on that one.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. And do it also at advantage, please, as doesn't recognize you're there. You got a 19, but see if you can get a crit. All right, so 19 will hit the woman with the shield as you whip out with your chains. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Real quick.
Yeah.
One second. Would it be okay to retcon and then bonus action activate my Crimson Right real quick? I forgot to do that.
Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I take 4 damage.
All right.
So does he get to add the bless if he misses? 'Cause I think he gets 1d4.
He can choose to add it to an attack roll if he wants.
Since I did hit, I do get to use my Bugbear surprise attack, right? Because they are surprised.
Correct. They are surprised.
So I get to do extra 2d6 damage to it.
Yep.
Just as a reminder.
Yep. So you can roll your damage plus your Crimson Right plus your surprise.
So 7, 4, and then 2d6. So I did. What is that? Well,
21.
It's 21. Okay.
That's you rolled like almost max on everything.
So you do 21 points of damage. Tell me how you kill her in the surprise round with one strike from your chain.
I don't say anything. I literally instead I come around the corner like it's like this massive shadow kind of overtakes them, and in the moment that they turn, a chain reaches out, pulls them in, and then they're just ash.
Awesome. And as you do that, and she turns to Ash before she can even speak or say anything, this one down here, this larger man, looks back just in time to see her turn to Ash, and he says, I'll deal with you later, as he talks to the man with the burlap sack on his head. Igvis, it is
I got a question.
your turn, but before you go, so Hone, go ahead and ask your question because Dolakesh
I was gonna say about Dolakesh there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dolakesh will take his action that he's ready during the surprise round, and he's gonna throw an Eldritch Blast at the guy back here by the altar as he watched Vaati completely decimate and roll another nat 20. Yeah, no. Well, actually, he gets to roll at advantage because it is the surprise round. So 14 will miss the guy back there. Igvis, it is your turn, though.
Okay. So I'm essentially gonna fly. So can I just ignore the?
If you're
difficult
flying, yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna get right up to priest dude.
Okay, you're
Flying
gonna
above
climb
him?
the stairs and get on top of the altar there.
I'm just flying over it all,
Oh,
like
flying,
straight at
that's
his
right,
face,
you just
basically.
said- you just said that.
And I'll take an attack with the possible deadly dagger, is what I have it listed as.
Okay, sounds good. You take an attack with the possibly deadly dagger.
So I'll just roll a d20. How do you want me to roll it then? Because I'm attacking with a dagger, so should I just roll?
Attack
as if I was attacking with a
attack as if it's a normal dagger.
dagger? Okay. It has the same stats as my arm strike, so I'll just do that. You said with advantage because it's
advantage.
surprised, so 17.
17 will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage as if it is a normal dagger.
Guys, I have a feeling it's just a dagger. For 6.
For 6 points of damage. And it does seem to hurt him as you strike with this dagger. And
I was really hoping.
You see that he is also wielding a dagger as well, but his dagger looks different than yours. It is black as night, black as the void. You peer into this dagger, and it is darker than dark. It is really, really weird. If you want, you can give me just a general intelligence check as you kind of stare at this thing.
This will be useful. Oh, it is useful. Natural 20.
So you recognize this weapon that he's holding as a black steel dagger, made of black steel. And you know that black steel is dark and silent and non-reflective, and it makes no noise when it strikes other objects or creatures, or even when it's broken and shattered. And you know that blood clings to the to black steel rather than spraying or dripping. So it is an assassin's, favored weapon, basically. And you know that it's also incredibly rare, but that's what you know about what he is using.
Okay, and I'll spend a key point, I think. Actually, not. I wouldn't spend a key point because I don't think they'll get a turn, so I'll just take a second attack at the same dude.
Okay. So go ahead and make a second attack for me at advantage.
Oh, remember you're blessed, so you can add a d4 to that.
Basically, if I ever roll low and I know I'm gonna miss, then I'll add it. So I got a 20.
The wording of blessed suggests that...
Yeah, I think you have to choose it before the roll.
Okay.
Blessed.
But
Oh. Okay, understood. So I got a 20 though on it.
Yeah, 20 will hit. So go ahead and roll me damage.
For 7.
Okay. Rolling damage as if it's a normal dagger.
In this case, I was kicking him anyway.
Oh, okay. As you kick him in the face or wherever you decide to kick him, now that you're like flying above him, basically.
By the way, to be clear, I'm attacking this one.
Oh, you're attacking that one, the guy with the burlap hat sack
Oh.
over his head.
Oh, I didn't. I thought that was like. Never mind. I'm attacking the dude then.
Okay, this one, yeah, has a burlap sack over his head.
Smooth strategy. Kill the hostage, then no one hesitates.
I thought he was a priest. That's all I'm saying.
You're like, I
I'm
come
listening.
in peace, to the guy wielding the dagger as you just beat up his hostage.
And I clearly don't.
Yeah, no, we're good. Then I'm definitely hitting this guy.
Yeah, okay.
I thought this was a priest because he didn't have a burlap sack over his head. Don't mind me.
Sounds good. Okay, so you do that. Anything else?
Nope, that'll do it.
All right. Go ahead and pass the turn.
To be fair, I thought the dude was like on the altar, like laying there. Not again. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I had a different visual.
Go ahead and click in game that end turn for me.
Yeah.
There we go. Mariana, you are up. So you can
Alright,
barely
I can
see
just
from where
barely
you
see
are.
this guy,
but
but
you
I
do
can see him.
Yep. And you do kind of feeling around. You do feel like you are right behind one of those wooden posts that is holding up the ceiling, which is why your vision seems to be so limited, because you're kind of peering around the corner from a wooden post.
Okay, there we go. I'll just take that small bit of movement and do that.
So that's 10 feet of movement for you.
Yeah. And I'll go for another Ray of Frost.
All right, perfect. Are you attacking the hostage, or are you going to attack...
I'll go for the one with the knife.
All right, okay, sounds good, sounds good.
Immediate threat first,
So go
Again,
ahead and...
he doesn't have a sack on his head.
I know. So you go ahead and make me an attack with advantage for your Ray of Frost. Because we are still in the surprise round.
It's a 17.
17 will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
1. He's a little chilly. There's a light breeze.
As he
You
takes
still go slower.
1 damage.
He's chilly, so that when I hit him, he'll be really warm.
Is that...
But yeah, he... Or now.
Yeah, is that it for your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Click end turn if you're done.
I was just double checking.
Honed, you're up.
Okay. Halfway up the stairs is where it goes from water to dry.
Correct. Halfway up the stairs.
Okay.
So that's 10, 20.
Yeah, I'll have to use my dash.
Okay. That's 30, 35, and now you're on dry land. 40, 45.
And I guess I'll ready. Oh, I can't because I already used the dash, so that'll be my turn.
Okay. Dolakesh is up at the top of initiative. Dolakesh is just going to go ahead and do the good old Eldritch Blast on this guy. No longer at advantage. 9 will miss. And he will also move, I think. Well, that's actually, he can't go that far. There. Elias, you're up.
So I'm going to move forward a little bit, kind of staying in the dark.
Okay. So that's 10 feet of movement.
Yes, but now that I see a cultist, I'm going to use a cantrip and just maintain my concentration of less. Because it looks like they can take a d4 on any roll as long as I can do concentration.
Yep. So what cantrip are you using?
Sacred Flame and hope that guy isn't too nimbly.
All right. So let's go ahead and give a good old roll here. This is his roll, and he actually rolls at advantage. So 20 will save.
So he, in fact, was nimbly.
Yeah, as you kind of cast the sacred flame at him, and he quickly moves his head to dodge out of the way, and it hits the back wall, and you hear kind of the muffled scream from the guy who's next to him, going, "Ah!" So that would be your action. So do you want to do anything as a bonus action, or continue moving?
I'm going to stay where I am. I think I'm in a reasonable position right now.
Okay, so go ahead and pass the turn in game. Perfect. So this guy, Igvis, you see him sheathe his dagger that he's using. And then he pulls out. He'll drop his dagger. And he'll pull out a spear. And then he attacks you with the spear. So that is going to be this to hit. 13 will miss you, I assume.
Yep.
And then he attacks a second time. So
My God.
I have rolled so many 20s.
You got a setting in there, DM? Did you mess with something?
We have weighted dice somehow.
Listen, 3 or 4 of them were in Dolakesh's favor, all right?
Yeah, but this is the second time this man has rolled this time, and he's rolled both nat 20s.
Yeah, that's it's kind of crazy. All right, so he does this much damage to you, Igvis, with the spear. As you take 12 points of spear damage. And he says, "Submit to Bane, bow before his power."
Dude, I hate all gods. I don't care about yours either.
And Vaati, your turn.
I'm going to move here, and then I'm going to immediately make an attack on him. And I'll use the bless, I guess, if I still have it.
Yeah, we have it for
Yep.
a minute.
Go ahead and make your attack
the
with the
reason
bless.
is you can use it on every roll as long as I can maintain concentration, is what I'm finding on the internet at least.
Yes.
So
Before I roll and waste time, does that hit?
That does hit.
Okay.
For 6.
Well, it'll be
3,
yeah, it'll be 9 points.
9 points of damage. You whip him with the chain, and it lashes across his face, and you see this scar appear on his face, as this open wound appear on his face as the blood kind of trickles down his cheek, and he says, "Child's play."
I'm then going to... So, can I use bless on my other roll, then?
No, so your bless was on that roll. We just didn't
Okay.
roll it.
I think it's all
Yeah.
No,
rolls, all
bless
effects.
is all rolls until I break concentration from what the
Let me just look at bless again. I thought it was only once. Whenever.
No,
sorry.
it makes
Oh
an
no,
attack
no,
roll
you're
or
right.
saving throw.
Whenever. Yeah, so you can use it on any of your attack rolls. You can just roll it.
or saving throws.
Or
I was
saving
like,
throws.
I was just gonna make another attack on him with my other chain.
Yeah, go for it.
That's whatever D4 to hit.
An extra D4.
Yeah, extra D4.
So does a 20 hit,
A 20 does hit.
and then make that 5 more damage.
5 more.
And
Damage.
as he says that, as my first one comes back, I want to basically slap him in the head with the other one with the hard end of a chain and his temple,
Nice.
and then be like, "You should watch your left, and maybe you're right."
Okay,
Anything
that's
else, Vaati?
Vaati. Anything else?
That'll be it.
Okay, go ahead and pass your turn in game. Igvis, you are up.
I was gonna move, I guess I can't move right there because you said our stuff's there, so I'll move here. And I'll just take a couple more swings at him.
Okay, go for it.
Dropping the dagger, because now I realize it's just a dagger.
Okay. Or so you think. You are blessed. There you go.
Yeah. For 15.
That will miss.
Okay, and I'll take my bonus action to attack a second.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right.
I'll add the 1d4.
It's still a nat 1, so go ahead and roll me just 1d20.
Come on, Igvis.
That is a critical fumble. Go ahead
My
and
God.
roll on the critical fumble table. For those of you who are just, tuning in for the first time, I have a house rule that if you roll a natural 1, it's a possible critical fumble, and then you roll a 1d20 after that, and if you get under a 10, then you officially critical fumble, and you have to roll on a random table of bad things that happen. So, Igvis, character drops their weapon, which are just your fists. Wielding a weapon that can be dropped. Instead, you lose the ability to use spells or natural attacks until the end of your next turn. So you can no longer use your fists, basically, until the end of your next turn.
Cool, I'm gonna grab this dagger again. Sounds like fun.
So
And that
you
will end my turn.
Yeah, okay, you grab the dagger. Perfect. Mariana.
Yeah, I'll reach out and grab the dagger so I have a weapon now.
Yeah.
I can't punch him though, that's unfortunate.
Yep.
Okay. Let's upgrade a little bit, and I'm gonna go for Ice Knife.
Ice Knife. Ooh. So what does Ice Knife do?
Create a shard of ice, fling it at one creature within range. Ranged spell attack against the target. 1d10 piercing damage. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold. Wait, would that affect my...
That affects everybody. So it'll affect him and me.
Yep.
Yeah, I won't do that to you then. Fine. Ugh.
I can take it, I don't know if he can. Actually, I probably can't take it. It'd probably take me down, to be honest.
Yeah, you're looking a little low there.
Average on 2d6 is 7, yeah? Cool.
So what do you want to do, Mariana?
Sorry, I'm just... Like I said, I have a lot of spells, so
Yeah.
it takes me a second to kind of get through them.
Spellcasters are fun.
Man, I'm also a very aggressive spellcaster, so much of my stuff just hurts multiple people.
Silence isn't the answer, it's the question. The answer is yes.
I mean, I guess I'll go for Ray of Frost again and hope it does more.
Okay, go ahead and.
Well- It might be worth doing the tentacle right now. Yeah, he seems stronger and named. So I'll use my bonus action to go ahead and summon that.
Okay,
I like that
where
logic.
Where would you like your tentacle? In this square here, where your weapons and gear are.
Well, I'll put it on the altar. Yeah.
Okay, and out of the altar comes this giant tentacle. He's like, "Oh, what the hell is that?"
The irony is, it could be your god.
And through that, it does get.
You get an attack automatically when it summons, so you can go ahead and roll an attack with it.
That is a 21.
Ooh, a 21 will absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll me some Tentacle of the Deep damage.
8.
8.
8 cold.
Woo! 8 colds. As it lashes out, and he gets just a little bit more cold, but he is still up.
And so I'll go ahead and do Ray of Frost.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
16.
16 will hit. Go ahead and roll some.
5.
5 damage, and he's even more chilly, and he seems pretty badly injured at this point, but he is still standing.
And that's it for me.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
know it probably doesn't matter, but I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Both of those, when they hit, reduce his speed by 10. Is he slower by 20 now? Just kidding. I
No,
don't
it
think
doesn't
it's
stack that way. Hold. Okay, you are up.
Okay. And could I cut this guy loose?
So he is shackled to the wall. So you can try to whack at the chains if you would like. The shackles on the wall.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an attack roll against the chains. So you miss the chains, and you kind of hit against the stone wall.
Isn't he also #blessed?
You are. You could roll a 1d4.
That is
No, I'm not
before
going to worry
the
about
roll,
it. It's going to be
right?
a 12 if I do roll 4, so that's all good.
Yeah. Okay. So that is your attack with your short sword, and you moved. You have a
Oh yeah, I
bonus
do
action.
have that second weapon, so I'll use my sickle
Okay.
and try to hit the chain with it.
All right. Go ahead and attack.
And 8 again.
And 8 will also miss.
That's going to be everything.
All right. As you
blessed.
whack away at the chain, and even with your bless, you would also miss. So
Yeah, with the 12.
Yeah.
If I actually got a 4.
yeah. So Dolakesh is up. Dolakesh is going to go ahead and attack with an Eldritch Blast against this this guy here. 24 will absolutely hit with his Eldritch Blast as he does 10 points of force damage, and that 10 points is enough to kill this guy as he is blasted and a hole just goes straight through his chest where his heart should be, and he drops, and we can also drop out of combat. So he drops from the Eldritch Blast. What would you like to do? This man is still, or this person is still, has a burlap sack on his head, and is screaming.
What is the suit of armor? You said the gauntlets are black?
Yeah, so it's a suit of armor, and it looks like it is a statue with full plate armor on, a giant large helmet, but the gauntlets are a different color. And they are black, whereas the armor itself is a silver color.
So can we use light again? So shiny mace is back.
If you would like, that's up to you, if you would like to.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I will put the light back on you.
I'm gonna touch I'm gonna like whip my chain at the because my chain is still on fire currently. I'm gonna whip the fire chain at the gauntlets specifically.
Okay, so
because they are considered magical.
yeah, so you go ahead and you whip the chain at the gauntlet specific. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. Okay, and so that hits. Go ahead and roll me damage.
And then I can roll a d4 for the fire damage. I'm not gonna re-roll it. It's not a big deal.
Okay. So you do 6 points of damage to these gauntlets as scratches appear in them. And all of a sudden, as you whip those gauntlets, the gauntlets themselves shake and they fly off of the statue and they punch you in the face. And we are going to have everybody roll me initiative once again.
We didn't want to get this guy up the wall first,
Or maybe get your stuff.
or get our stuff.
Vaati.
So
I
listen.
listen.
Though, is with how fast this was, is the blessing still active?
Probably.
And do I have a tentacle still?
Yeah, we'll say the bless is still active at the moment. This Vaati whips at these gauntlets, and they
Wait, hold on. Did they count as being surprised when I hit them? Just out of curiosity.
no.
Dang it.
They
You really want that 2d6, which you don't really get to have. Huh?
I very rarely get to use it, so like.
That's fair.
Alright, so this is the location of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you. And some flying gauntlets. So we're going to go ahead and the flying gauntlets will attack, and then we'll be at the top of the order as they respond by punching you in the face as they fly off and are flying literally right next to your head. So they attack for this. So 11 will miss you, I assume?
Yes.
All right. And that is the Flying Gauntlet's turn. So Vaati, go ahead. It is your turn.
Well, I'm going to immediately. And the bless is still up, correct?
Oh, yeah. Bless is still up.
I'm gonna use the bless and then try to hit them.
Okay. Go ahead and attack.
I was gonna say, it was like the first thing we did, right?
So I am. I'm apparently missing that one.
It's a good thing that one. At first, I saw the 1. I was like, uh-oh. But you had a 2, 7, 1, 8 will miss.
I will attempt to make another attack at them.
Go for it.
I will also be using the bless for this attack.
Okay.
Would you mind unpausing the game?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'd be able to jump over there if I need to.
So 17 plus 2 is 19. 19 will hit.
Six damage.
6 damage as you attack these things with your chains again, and create some more slashes as you lop off like a pinky finger off of the gauntlets themselves. Anything else?
I'm just gonna call it. Hi guys, I hate it here.
All right, go ahead and end your turn if you're done in game.
My taskbar keeps wanting to.
Igvis, you are up.
I
You
think
s-
I'll just yell at you and be like, "What the hell, man?"
I was curious, and I figured they were magical and we could use them.
I'll fly just like directly here then, if I can take that to the spot.
Okay, yeah.
And I think for flavor reasons, what I'm gonna try and do is put my hands into the gauntlets and then punch into the wall with them
Okay.
as my unarmed strike.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
That's a weird way to grapple them.
22 will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Just so I don't run out of, just so I get the into the habit. For 4.
For 4 points of damage, and these things are still up, but you take one of the gauntlets and your hand goes through it as you crush it into the wall, and you can see the fingers of the gauntlet, are kind of crushed back into the gauntlet, so they're like unrecognizable, the one gauntlet, but it is still up.
And then a second swing.
16 plus your bless, 17 will hit, and it's the bless that allows you to do this because 17 was the magic number.
Hey,
So you do hit thanks to this divine inspiration that you have. So go ahead and roll me damage.
for 4.
So 4 points of damage, and with this attack, you reach out with both of your hands that go into both gauntlets, and you smash it even harder into the wall, and they absolutely shatter as they hit the wall and crumble and drop to the ground. And we are now out of initiative.
I don't even know why you guys bothered to bother me about that. That was fine. We cleared that very easily.
We could have got the guy off the wall first. On that note, I would like to try and pull the guy off the wall.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab my stuff.
You, he is locked right now to the back of the wall, and Vaati, you can grab your stuff. Dolakesh will grab his stuff during this process. Igvis, just make me a quick perception check.
So 22.
So you do notice that the man who was blasted by Dolakesh that you are fighting with the spear, he does seem at his waist to have an iron key ring with 7 keys on it.
I'll grab the key ring and try to unlock him.
Okay. So you go through the keys, and as you're going through, you're trying them, and not every key works, but you do manage to find one. The 4th key that you try does seem to unlock the shackles.
Cool. So I'll unlock him and hand the keys to Honed, since he'll be in front most of the time. That way he can test them on the doors.
Okay.
Here you go, Honed.
Okay, so I got a key ring of 7 keys.
Yes.
And I'll tell you which one opened this guy's shackle, so you don't have to try it again. At least for first.
Sounds good. And so you release him from his shackles, and he quickly takes the sack off of his head, and he looks kind of like the picture that you see there in game. He seems to be a younger man. He's dressed in finer clothes, but those clothes are covered in blood and have some rips in them. But you can tell based on his clothes that he does seem to come from some sort of money. And he has like a very thin beard and wavy brown hair. And he looks and he says, "Oh, thank you, thank you for that. Yes." He wipes himself off. Why don't you just help me get out of this place now? Why don't you?
I'll just like put my finger up to my lips and say shh. There still could be cultists here. We found you first.
Right, which is why we should probably leave.
I'll also grab my things.
Okay. So you start grabbing his things, and you just kind of ignore what he says.
Well, I'm looking specifically for both the dragon vessel and the necklace. Are they both here?
So you notice that the necklace is missing from your stuff.
I'm gonna curse under my breath, like, oh my god, what the...
As far as everybody else, all of your gear is still there.
Okay. What kind of armor is on the statue?
It looks to be full plate.
Oh boy. Can I take it?
So you kind of reach up to take it off the statue, and as you do, you realize that the armor itself is welded into the stone in the statue, and you can't actually take it off. And even if you were somehow managed to separate it from the statue, it'd be unusable because it has been welded and is now basically part of that statue.
Okay, so it's been pretty much destroyed, just
Right.
sitting there as decoration.
Right. Excuse me over there. I would like to go home now. If you could just lead me out of the dungeon, as I requested, that would be great.
We have a few things to grab just before we let you out. Give us just a second. And I'm also gonna get that dagger off of this guy and see if he has anything else on him.
Okay. So you are able to take the dagger. So go ahead and add a dagger, and you can name it Black Steel Dagger. And I will add some info to that later on your character sheet.
I'm still keeping these possible deadly daggers. I just might not know how to use them.
As you kind of look through the rest of his stuff, he does have a spear on him as well. He's wearing chainmail. But besides that, he does not seem to have anything else on him of note, besides the key ring, which you had already taken. Excuse me. I mean, I understand you have a lot to do, but we've been here quite a while.
Follow me. I'll take you back.
Right. Thank you. Then, at least somebody here has a little bit of common sense.
The rest of you get your stuff. Do some scouting. I'll
I'll
take care of it.
escort you, good Vaati.
Again, you're best to be here. I'll yell if anything happens.
Very well.
Here, take my chain. And we'll do it with as tight as grasp as possible.
Yes, of course.
And I'll kind of lead him.
Oh, good sir. What's your name, perchance?
And as he's walking away with Vaati, and you say that, he'll say, Klim, Jhasso. And he says it like that, as if you should know.
Well, that sounds made up.
And you would know Vaati based on your kind of connections and stuff that... And, I mean, Igvis, you would know this too in Hone, that the Jhasso family is a patriar family of Baldur's Gate. It's one of the many patriar families. So, basically you know that he comes from money if what he's saying is true.
I'm gonna insight.
Even if Mariana knows that, she still said that. Specifically to rile him.
And I guess I'll also just ask Vaati, you're just gonna take him to the surface, right? Heading right back?
Yep, just to the surface, heading right back.
And as
We'll
you
be-
say,
we'll be here.
And Elias, you don't seem to sense any deceit with that insight. And as you say that, Mariana, he says, clearly you're not from around here. What are you, from the sea?
Do you want to leave, or do you want me to leave you here?
Yes, please, let's go. I've been here way long enough.
And then I'll just keep walking.
And he will continue to follow behind you.
We'll just wait here till Vaati gets back. We don't want to be separated for long.
And are you going to take him all the way to the front?
I'm gonna DM you.
Okay.
I have a feeling we shouldn't trust Vaati anymore.
No, I get the sense we are not seeing Mr. Jhasso again, but that's okay.
Or blackmail for extra reward because Vaati needs money. I don't know. Investigator needs their paydays.
I mean, in game though, do we have any reason to distrust Vaati? He's letting us stay in this house rent free.
Igvis has a little bit, specifically because he wanted to be alone with the captain and then alone with this guy. Like, he wants to be alone a lot.
He's also changed significantly from how he was before. And, there's the horns. It's kind of a
I guess while we're waiting, I'll ask Elias, hey, buddy, you mind healing me just a little bit? That spear hurt a lot.
Of course, good Igvis. Tell me, how wounded are we all?
I'm
That's
hurting
literally
pretty
just you,
bad.
isn't it?
I took all the explosions, I got crit by a spear. If I didn't do that hand of healing earlier on myself, I'd be down.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a level 1 heal spell. Do you need more? 9 points?
I think I'll be good for a little while.
Alright, I want to save one more first level. Tell me, do you feel the blessing was of use to you? I want to target it the best I can.
Yeah, it's good. I think I'll be okay. I think the only person who is still hurt is Vaati, but he just fucked off, so.
Okay, so am I good to go back after doing that?
Yep. So you lead him out. It won't make you walk all the way up there.
Before he gets back, I'm gonna say we should perhaps check on him after we get back to the city. We know a name now, at least.
Yeah, and I have this, and I'll hold the dagger as proof that we're at least dealing with the cult now. For Zaj.
Vaati's gonna come back and then just... the boy is dealt with. He was quite annoying the whole way there.
So, along with all of our stuff, we're missing the reason I came back here.
Well, let's continue on. We still have cultists to kill, right?
Yeah.
I'm also pretty sure Dolakesh would retrieve his amulet from Marza's stuff. There's also probably a pile of things if you guys want any, like, daggers or...
Right, Mars's gear would be there too, which is extra gear that you guys would have available to you to distribute as you need it.
Yeah, Dolakesh would 100% grab that amulet.
Yeah, so
if it's there.
Dolakesh would take his amulet back and just kind of looking back at what Marza has. There would also be a note, a letter, which everybody just roll me a d20 as you're going through and getting your stuff, and one of you will randomly find this letter that is on her body.
I think we have a winner.
Okay, so Elias, you find this letter, and I am going to just send you a DM on Discord. with the letter.
She also had a potion of animal friendship, if anybody wants that.
I'm going to use it to make friends with all the dogs like she would have done.
Yeah, so she has... Let's look at her inventory real quick. So, amulet, Dolakesh took. She has quite a few daggers. 8 daggers, leather armor, a rapier, a sickle, thieves' tools, potion of animal friendship, a bunch of extra gear too, ball bearings, a bell.
The basic, like, explorers.
She has
or
another
dungeoneers or whatever.
hooded lantern as well. She had.
We'll probably give that to Delakesh. So I don't have to use torches.
Elias is actually going to pass the letter around. I think he'd actually hand it to Dolakesh and say, you cared more for her than I did. And I figure we can role play that in the chat later. But he's not gonna, he's gonna try to figure out if it's worth investigating, but he doesn't want to raise a statement with what he has.
Okay. Yeah, we can do some role play later in the play by post if you want. You can make a post later and see how people respond to that. So I put a light on Dolakesh. I'll just keep it off for now since everybody else has their light off, it seems, while you're in here.
Alright, we ready to continue on then? We still have to deal with that wizard.
Which way are we gonna go? There's 3 ways to go.
Let's start and we'll go from
I guess
there.
we're going this way.
I was just coming down to see.
Yeah, so as you go there, Vaati, you see that there are steps here that seem to go up towards dry land, and to the right, this is all water.
I say we probably head up. That's probably will get us to where we were before, if I had to imagine.
Okay. Upward we go. Come on, Hound.
Yeah, I guess.
Igvis, could you perchance use more healing if we're going to face her?
I'm okay, but if you want to heal me and Vaati, because he also has some damage on him, then we could do that before we leave.
Let's go to her. There's a chance she has what it is we seek. But let's all gather for a prayer first.
At the other end of this room, there's stairs and a door at the bottom, or at the top of the stairs.
Which other end?
I guess the east end if we're at the west end.
Here? Okay.
On my ping.
Okay.
So, party has enough damage to use Prayer of Healing, right?
If you feel like it.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I'm assuming we're going to go and fight Lannis after this, and with her fireball, it could instantly kill us if we're not timing it right.
I'd just say do what Elias is going to do, but obviously some people are hurt.
Yeah.
I think it's just Igvis and Vaati still.
Yeah, I'm just worried because with how powerful fireball is, if they're anywhere under 20, we should heal a lot.
I think I could survive her fireball without any issues, but yeah, I get it.
Listen, we don't all have your fire resistance, okay?
We also all don't have your range. We all have our own specialties.
I only kid. I only kid.
Alright. I'm doing it, but let's try to make sure our next opponent is her. Because I'm only going to have 3 spell slots left after this.
I don't think we can make that promise.
If that's the case, I'm going to ration it for now, because we never know when we'll need more high power healing.
Well, then let's just head out.
Are we doing the prayer or are we not doing the prayer?
I'm a ration it. I'm sorry, guys.
You're fine.
I want to make sure we have enough resources. And how low are you at, Vaati?
I'm at 16, but again, we're fine. We can move on.
And as you guys are coming down here, obviously Elias has a light on him. For Dolakesh and Mariana, are you guys keeping your hooded lanterns off? I guess I'll let you make that decision for Dolakesh, Igvis, if you want. And just go by Elias's light.
He'd probably
I'm just going with Elias.
Okay, so Mariana's just going to use Elias, and you said that Igvis, that Dolakesh would turn his on?
Yeah, he'll probably turn on his own.
Okay.
So he doesn't have to be near people to see things.
This feels familiar.
I'm going to stay by Ignis, though.
Yeah, as you get down there, you see a very familiar hallway as Dolakesh comes around the corner after lighting his hooded lantern.
We all ready? As I prepare to open the door.
There was a door at the other end of that bigger room that we were just in.
Okay, well, let's clear here and we'll go around and we can hit that one as well.
Okay. I'm sure it's probably the room that they had us locked up in before, but you never know.
Entirely possible.
Shall I open the door then?
Let's put out the lantern and try to be quiet.
So I'm going to take out the light, I guess.
Delakesh as well. I know we're having you do so many things, dear.
Okay.
Turn on the light, turn off the light, turn on the light.
Dolakesh's light is off, and Elias, you turn your light off as well. Lights.
Oh, he can't see anything.
Yeah, he is completely in the dark at the moment. As the lights go out. And as
And I grab Vaati's chain again.
you open that door, Vaati, again, there is like a greenish glow over here to the left that seems all too familiar.
She could be in her room again where we found her the first time.
Well, Honed, Igvis, go first. Then I'll follow.
You get up there, Honed, to that corner. You can hear shuffling and moaning.
Yeah, I can slightly see something to the.
Yes, and
I want to say the
see
north.
to the north, you see the shuffling of something, barely.
Can you move me up with Honed? I was just trying to, separate me and Dylan.
Yeah, I was just going to pause it for a second just so I could mention that. Can everybody roll me stealth if you're trying to be stealthy?
Remember that I've been keeping Blessing of the Trickster on top.
So you are no longer at disadvantage, Honed.
Perfect.
15, 13, 7, 6, 19. And let's see what Dolakesh gets with his stealth as we go to his character sheet. 1!
What?
Okay, so that is, let's see, the third highest stealth is your group stealth. So 13 is your current stealth. So you get to that corner, Honed, and you hear that moaning, and you can kind of slightly see it. And Igvis, Igvis and Honed, if you want to peer around the corner, you can, and you can just kind of take a step out. And that is what you see. And as you kind of look up, you see, again, 3 bloated corpses. And you notice that the bodies of these corpses look like the old men that you fought yesterday. but their bodies obviously have been torn up and guts are now pouring up and they are bloated, almost unrecognizable. But as you kind of look at them, you can still see the resemblance, and you got this gut feeling that these are the bodies of the same 3 old men that you killed yesterday.
Well, Igvis, Vaati, you guys handled those exploding zombies pretty good last time, so these guys are all yours.
Oh, do they seem to notice us? Like, look in our direction at all?
Well, as you look around the corner, no. If you decide to step out of that corner, we're going to make some rolls.
I don't think I want to try that again, honestly. It hurts a lot.
So, do we have to fight these guys, as weird as it sounds? What are we thinking for this one?
So we're torn, right? Because if we fight them and we don't kill them fast enough, she could potentially come from down there.
We could separate.
That would be a very poor decision.
I know. But with the exploding zombies, like, I'm useless against them. It'll end up killing me.
So, is there a door or a wall or anything we could do to just close them off?
There's a door down there.
To be clear, I was trying to ping it, not a door down there.
I mean, like, honestly, our more strategic best bet is probably to go down to that door and just, if she's there, hit her as hard as possible before the zombies get here.
We could also circle around and go through that other door and see what's on the other side first, and then we can always come through the middle door if we wanted to, or come back around.
Do any of you guys have any form of grappling, by the way, or means of stopping her from moving?
I could grapple, I guess.
So, if you can grapple, I can use silence to take away her ability to talk. And if you can't talk, you can't use verbal spells.
Okay. We don't know if she's around here, though, or not.
Just checking with the DM. Can the tentacle grapple? Or can it only attack?
It can only attack. So it
That's
is limited
unfortunate.
by the wording of the ability. So it can't just take any action.
Okay.
And then I have one other quick question. I have to attune to the dragon vessel. Am I still attuned to that, or am I no longer attuned because I didn't have it for like a day?
I'll get back to you on that in a second.
Cool. I was just wondering if we had one extra healing potion, basically. I say we try to avoid these guys if possible and just go straight through the door and deal with whatever's in there first, personally.
I also kind of agree that might be our best sort of action.
I want to say that sounds good, but I think last time we stepped out and those zombies guys seen us. I want to circle around and try going through that other door, see what's across the hall, like back where the dead 3 were.
Oh, the red door?
Yeah, red door, whatever color it was. Yeah.
So the third door we haven't gone through then.
Yeah, because we already know it's through the south door. We already know it's through the east door. We don't know it's through the west door.
What about the eastern door in that other room? That one too?
Oh, we can take a look in there. I think it's just like that prison cell thing that they had us locked up into, but we can take a quick look and see what's in there.
So you would all still be attuned, by the way, to anything you were attuned to. So your attunement ends if you're more than 100 feet from the item for more than 24 hours, and it has not yet been 24 hours since you lost your items.
Okay. The good news, guys, I have one extra potion on me now.
Well, given that one extra potion can get someone up, that's critical. Because I have 2 spells left, and one of them's going to silence. Well, actually, I have 3. 3 spells left, plus no illusion.
So yeah, no, I think what the problem with going to the new door is we don't know what's behind that door when we know what's here. You know, like if we can take care of what we know first and then handle the unknown as it comes, that's a lot easier than trying to know that there are enemies here that need to be dealt with and then try to go to some place that might potentially have more enemies or might make it worse for us.
I still have her appealing for explicitly that purpose, so we could probably take the zombies and heal up afterwards.
So
At this-
let's just really quick. It is 11:30. Why don't we take a break? Our 10-minute break here. If you guys want to keep discussing, you can do that. But let's take like a 10-minute break. Get up, stretch if you need to, go grab a snack if you need to, and then we'll come back and hopefully you guys will have a decision by then on what exactly you want to do, and we'll keep going.
Okay, sounds good. I'm just gonna grab some water. We'll be right back.
Okay? Sounds
Same.
good. All right. We are back here with Descent into Avernus, session 17, after a short 10-minute break here, as our adventurers, our party here, is deciding what to do next. So, just repeating Hones and Igvis, as you sneak up to that corner and you look around, you're able to see those 3 zombies that you've identified now as you have fought them many times as corpsedamp zombies, these bloated corpses of the 3 old men that you killed yesterday that have somehow been resurrected. What would you guys like to do as you currently trying to be quiet where you are speaking to each other?
I believe the general plan is just to is to try and blow up all these zombies before they get in range of us. I believe is what we've kind of decided, but feel free to interject, anybody.
I will do whatever, because if the zombies are going to be the ones exploding, I could potentially be the one to do that. Just because I have range and fire.
We have just about everybody has a ranged ability we could throw at them.
I mean,
It's almost like picking up stones off the ground and throwing stones at the zombies.
Well, what I can do is if Elias wants to light up one of my darts, I can throw that at one, and that should light up the room. And then everybody who can't see can just launch their attacks from there.
I mean, that sounds fine enough to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot Elias has that light touch thing.
So I light touch. Who do you guys want me to light touch?
Can you cast light on one of my darts, and I'll launch it at them, so we can all see in the room?
Yeah, I can do that.
I also have prestidigitation, so I could light the torch that's in the middle of the room. But I don't know if I'd have to be able to see it.
That could be useful, because we're figuring if we can light them on fire. Because I also have a silent image, so I think I could trick them into attacking the torch.
Well, it sounds like we got a beginning of a plan.
But based on the other ones that we have fought, I think we need to do about 20 damage to get them to
Roughly.
explode.
Roughly.
Yes, but remember that they are vulnerable to fire, so I think they take almost double from it.
Yeah.
Well, and then if I can potentially sneak up before, and maybe we get like a surprise round going, I could also just like one-shot one of them real quick. And start the chain, you know what I mean? Start the chain.
But you only have a reach of 15 and they explode 15.
Yeah, but if I'm the only one that takes damage, I also have a pretty decent dex.
Yeah,
But if-
I don't have the spell.
So did Marza. So did
That's what I was
Marza.
gonna say. It's like you're gonna be like low health, and then they're gonna blow up, and they're gonna kill you.
Yeah, but he's gonna strike a bargain with his patron for like a double or nothing.
Oh boy, that'd be funny, but I don't know if that would work another time.
Just be like, so, double or nothing?
You can't offer more than a soul, my friend.
Other people have souls.
So do we have our plan figured out?
We're blowing up zombies. This is by the sounds of it.
Okay.
Everybody focus on one.
Who's gonna go out first?
I'm gonna try to sneak out first, I guess.
Okay.
And I need Elias to light up one of my darts.
Yeah, but let's wait until Vaati's in position. I guess.
Okay, so, without us actually rolling into initiative here, I'll give you guys a surprise round if this is your plan. And I'll let you each take a turn, just out of initiative. You can decide what order you want to take your turn in. Because, you could always, hold your action and stuff like that. So, who wants to go first in the surprise round here, if this is indeed your plan?
Can we drag Elias into this room with us? Because I'm sure he'd be with us.
Yep.
Thank you.
Do we want to have me go first then?
I believe so.
I'm gonna say yes because nobody else is saying anything, so I'm gonna say yes.
I mean, I can't see them or do anything, so.
So that's 10.
Could you save half your movement, hit them with one half, and then move out 5 feet?
Well, so I can move up here and still have 10 feet of my movement.
Alright, that's perfect, because if you can hit them for some damage, and then we finish them with, say, a dart. Because
Do you guys...
not to kill, right?
I guess I will attempt to make an attack then.
Okay, are you using your bonus action to put your Crimson Right on?
No, it's been on the whole time.
Oh, okay. How long does that last?
On activating the right, you take the damage. It's magical and lasts while you hold the weapon or until you complete a short or long rest.
Awesome, perfect. So yeah, you got fire on your chains. You move. Do you have any other bonus action that you want to take before you attack?
I don't have a bonus action that I can take. I don't think.
Okay, cool. So you go ahead and...
Is Bless still up, or is that just gone now?
The Bless only lasted a minute, so that would be gone.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's gone, I'm sorry. Unless you, right now, if I recast that, I can't use life. Go ahead.
So it is advantage to hit, right?
Yep, you'll have advantage because you're in the surprise round. You'll get your Bugbear sneak as well if you hit.
Does a 20 hit?
A 20 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll me damage. So 7 whip damage.
4 fire.
Fire. Okay, so he's gonna take double damage from that fire.
And
So
then
he's
the
gonna take-
4 damage from the sneak.
So 15 plus 4 is 19 damage as he takes that, and you can see that the fire kind of catches part of his body on fire, but he is still up.
I will take my bonus action to then hit him with my regular chain.
Okay, so go for it. Me an attack. This also has advantage. We're still in the surprise round.
Nat 20. I don't think we need to roll damage.
Yeah. So you go ahead and do that, and he only had 3 hit points left as he explodes, and I forgot that while I'm not in combat, it doesn't do the cool little blood graphic and everything. But he does explode and die, and these other two have to go ahead and make me dex saves against his fire. You will also need to make me dex save as well, Vaati.
I hopefully make that with the 22.
22 will definitely make it. So this one up here is going to fail. This one is going to save. Vaati, you're going to take half of this damage. So 5 points of damage. This one is going to take the full brunt and take double damage. This one will take 5 damage because he saved, and Vaati, since you saved, you're only going to take 2 points of damage. But neither of them explode. But the fire does seem to injure them severely. Yeah, that's your whole turn.
Yeah, that's it.
Who would be up next? After everybody's gone once, then I'll put us in initiative if we still need to be in initiative.
Well, I think I'm going to use a light on one of Igvis's darts.
A weird thing, DM, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do it, but just for future reference, would I, in that case, be able to use my Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet on them?
I would say no, not in specifically for them. No, because
Okay.
their corpse is obliterated, so there's nothing to really puppet.
Yeah, see, I was just thinking, like, as they get to 0, I Blood Puppet and then, like, amplify to move them away, but, like, it's fine. I was curious.
All right, Igvis, what are you doing?
Well, Elias said he was gonna light up one of my darts real quick.
Okay, so you have light on a dart. I assume you're going to throw the dart, or are you going to continue holding it? Because then I won't put it on you if you're immediately going to get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm going to throw it at this one.
Okay. So you throw it at that. Go ahead and make me an attack roll to hit that zombie with the dart. Okay. Good.
Thank God for advantage. So,
Oh,
20 to hit.
20 to hit will hit that zombie. Go ahead and roll me damage with the dart, as it also sheds light this zombie.
So 5 to him.
5. Okay. 5 dart damage. So that is a move. That is an action to throw the dart.
So that'll be the last thing I'll do.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
Isn't the zombie visible now because it has the light up dart on it?
You guys have to get in the hallway.
Yep, but it's around the corner.
Am I moving? I'm not 100% sure.
You are not. You're now
You
moving.
are now.
Okay, cool.
Where? Yeah, there you go. One more. There you go. And now you can kind of see up there.
Is that the injured one?
That one has a
the one that's
glowing
lit up
dart.
is the one.
Yeah. This one has a glowing dart sticking out of it.
Is that also the one that failed?
Well,
That I don't know. I just tossed it at that one.
Okay.
yeah. You wouldn't really know that just kind of looking at him as you go right around the corner. They both look beat up with and burned, and gas leaking out of them. So you move there. Is that where you're going to stop your movement?
Yeah. Wait, got it. Let me check ranges. Yeah. I don't really have anything super helpful right now, but I could throw a ray of frost.
All right. Go ahead and give me
Damage is damage.
an attack roll.
$19.
19 will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
1.
All right. For 1, and is that the one on the with the light out on it that you're hitting, or the other one?
I can barely see the other one, so I figured probably
Okay.
the one in full vision.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So that takes 1 point of damage, and Dolakesh runs out at the same time, and Dolakesh is going to do some Eldritch Blast. And technically has advantage. This is a surprise round, but the 23 will hit just to see if he would have crit. For 4 points of force damage, the same one that you hit Marza. And that is going to be his turn. Elias, if you'd like to move, you can move. You already used your action to cast light on Igvis's dart, but you still have a move and a possible bonus action if you'd like.
I guess I'm gonna move to where I can see the zombies a little bit.
Okay, so I'll move you here. There is 20 feet of your movement, and you should now be able to see on your screen towards the north, the lit up area.
Perfect. That's exactly what I want.
Hound, do you want to do a thing too?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and Honed if you want to take your turn.
And I'm gonna ready my battle axe if somebody comes to the door.
Okay. Sounds good. So you go down there and you're ready to attack if somebody comes through the door. So that was the entire surprise round. We still have some zombies standing. So let's go ahead and actually roll initiative now, and then we'll go by the initiative tracker. And I will remember to select Dolakesh's character on the other screen here. Aha, it worked. But let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got everybody on the tracker. Begin combat. Vaati, you are up now, top of the round, no longer the surprise round. As they lurch towards you.
Okay, I guess I'm going to make an attack on this one.
Okay.
We're blowing up again, Vaati.
Listen, alright?
Vaati's like, bring on the fire. Okay, go ahead and make me an attack, Vaati. This is with your flaming chain.
Yes,
Okay.
13.
13 will hit. And roll me some damage. So that's 6 whip damage. Fire damage is 3, which is actually 6, so 12 damage in total. And that zombie explodes in a gigantic fiery blast as your fire envelops it and just catches everything aflame. So go ahead and make me a dex save, which you are well used to making at this point.
Yeah, I feel like the more I roll a dex save,
The other zombie fails horribly. So, Vaati, you're going to take half of this, as it is a giant inferno. The other zombie will take double that. So the other zombie will take 24 points of fire damage. You will take 6 points because you saved Vaati of fire damage.
yep,
And, I accidentally added 12 there.
it actually heals. This is an enchanted zombie.
But that one also explodes, and Igvis, you're just out of the range. So Vaati, give me another dex saving throw.
Oh,
Okay, that is going to fail. So you will take the full brunt of this, which is 17 points of fire damage.
it won't kill me.
Okay. It
I'm
does-
immediately going to do a hand of healing on you.
Okay.
Still,
So we'll stay where we are at the moment in initiative. So Vaati, you go down, right? You're unconscious.
I absolutely am.
Okay. Dolakesh is up. Dolakesh will go up to Vaati and will cast Spare the Dying on Vaati to stabilize him as his action. And that is what he will do. Mariana.
I mean, there's not really anything visible to me at the moment, right?
Correct.
And I don't have anything I can do. I'll ready Ray of Frost just in case something comes into vision.
Okay. You ready Ray of Frost in case something comes into vision. Elias.
I ready Sacred Flame in case something comes into vision.
Okay, you ready Sacred Flame in case something comes in to vision. This door opens, and you see a familiar face as it does open, which is this woman who has that longer black hair and dark robes, and she says, "Hello, welcome again. Have you come to be added to the collection?"
Does this trigger Hone's thing?
Yes. Honed, you will get your attack that you were readying. Mariana, you will also get a Ray of Frost. And Elias, you were readying Sacred Flame? Is that what you said?
Yes.
I already forgot. So go ahead and take your Sacred Flame attack against her as well if you would like.
11.
I had a 14.
Okay, 11, 14, and
And a dex save.
so 11 will miss, 14 will hit, and a dex save I have to make.
5 damage.
So I make my dex save, so I don't take the Sacred Flame, but 5 damage is what she takes from your attack. And let's see, so she will continue with her turn, and she is going to move over 5 more feet, and she releases from her hands. Fire comes out of her hands. And in this cone, and envelops Honed and Mariana, and it just comes before your ranged Elias, so that it doesn't affect you. But I need Honed and Mariana to make me dex saves.
Yeah, that's a nat 1.
All right, so that is going to be fails from both of you. So you will take this much fire damage. 14 points of fire damage. You'll take the full brunt of that. And I'm sorry, not fire damage, it'll be necrotic damage. I don't think that makes a difference, though, for either of you. As the black, the fire comes out, and it's kind of laced with black energy. That is her turn. I think... yeah. She's gonna end there. So next is Igvis. You're up.
I'm just gonna bolt straight into her room, like right in her face,
Okay.
and immediately just take an attack on her.
Okay.
I have my sword back.
You make an attack on her.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that won't do it. 7 will miss.
Bonus action attack again. For 20.
20 will hit.
Okay, I'm gonna spend my last key point.
Ooh.
I'll deal this much bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And this much necrotic damage. As you feel like a pulse of energy come out of my hand and straight into her through the fist.
All right. Sounds good. So 10 total damage, and she says, "Oh, you like the dark matter too, huh?"
I mean to an end. That's all, Flennis.
Oh, you use my name. I'm flattered. Is that it, Igvis?
Yep.
Hones.
I'm gonna smack this bitch with my battle axe.
Sounds good. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
And I'm not gonna hit her.
7 is gonna miss.
I am going to use my action surge and try to hit her again.
All right. Sounds good. Go ahead and give me another attack. Ooh, give me
a nat 1.
a 1d20. Just a flat d20 roll. You roll a nat 1.
I got a 20.
Of course, now you get the 20 on the not to critical fumble. Okay, so you do not critical fumble.
And I'm going to use second wind to try to get some health back.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll your second wind healing. There you go.
13.
Max. 13 back. Perfect. Okay. Vaati, you're up. You are currently stable. Yeah. So you don't need to make anything. So just pass your turn for me in game. Okay. Dolakesh is up. Dolakesh is gonna step in front of Vaati, is going to cast his Hex as a bonus action on her. Yeah, bonus action, and then is going to Eldritch Blast. So 21 will hit her, and he will do that plus this. So for a total of 12 points of damage to her. She takes a force blast straight to the shoulder. That's his bonus action, and he's going to stay where he is. Mariana.
Alright. First of all, bonus action to bring up. Well, I think I might move just a step first. Just that.
Okay.
No, let's go back one more. Yeah, I can see her enough.
Sounds good.
Okay. And I'm gonna bring up the tentacle right there behind her.
All right. So a tentacle will come up right here.
And that'll attack. Only a 6. Okay.
Sounds good. So 6 will miss.
Yeah, just double checking real quick. And then I'll Ray of Frost again.
Okay.
That's an 18.
An 18. An 18 will hit.
And 4 points.
All right. 4 points.
Does Ray of Frost reduce speed?
By 10, yes.
Ooh. Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Oh, nope. That's it for me. Sorry. I forgot about the initiative track.
Okay. Elias, you are up. Silence. Good spell. Awesome. So you put silence. Where do you want it centered?
So I want it to go up north of the edge. He's right in front of Mars and Colin. So they're not in it, but they're right in front of the edge.
You want the edge to be...
that would encircle her still, right?
Yeah, say again where you want it, because you broke up a little bit there. You want it...
So I want the very edge of it to be right in front of Mariana.
Right in front of Mariana.
Yeah, so that she can still cast, but like nothing within 40 feet of her foot.
Okay, so this has 20-foot radius. So you basically want it centered on the door.
Would that encircle
It would encircle her, Honed, and Elias. There. It would circle that area.
Wait, Elias would be in there?
Yes.
No, I want the like far edge of like it doesn't go there but goes the other area. I can't zoom in on the map right now, so I can't see super clearly.
Okay, so Mariana's behind you, right behind you. So you can put it so that encircles her, Honed, and Igvis, and does not get you or Mariana. So it'd be like 5 feet back from the door.
That is perfect. That is what I want.
I'm trying to do what you're asking.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want.
Okay, pass through the center of the point you choose within range. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside it. Casting a spell that includes a verbal component is impossible there. Okay.
Oh, would he realize right away that she was deafened?
Oh, absolutely. The sound 100%. In that area just completely vanishes.
So I'm going to look at her before, and I'm just going to say, just shut up.
You're like, shut up. I love it. All right. So if that's it, Elias, you can go ahead and pass the turn on the tracker. She is up. All right. She is silenced. As a spellcaster, that stinks for her. So she is not happy at all with this. And you actually see, as everything goes silent, Igvis and Honed, right around you, because you're in the silence too, as you're deafened, you can actually see fear in her eyes. And she has been pretty confident up until now. But you definitely sense fear in her eyes. She is going to... Okay. She is going to take the disengage action as her action. And then she is going to move past you.
Her movement speed is still reduced, right?
It should be reduced by 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yes,
she
that
can
is a
only
good
move
point.
20.
That is a good point. She is in trouble here.
Why do you think I waited for Mariana to use Ray of Frost?
Okay, she will...
To be fair, she's the one everybody's pissed at.
Yeah, no. So she will... Let's see. She'll disengage. Do 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4, 6... Ooh, that is a nasty silence there. 2, 3...
Oh, trust me, it's gonna get worse.
Okay. She's gonna disengage, come right here. Then she casts a spell as a silvery mist surrounds her, and she vanishes. And she reappears.
So this was a bonus action?
Correct. She reappears here, and then you see the door.
Wait, is there a bonus action invoke an attack of opportunity as Elias casts his mace out?
No,
they took disengage.
Yeah, she disengaged, which basically means she doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity this entire turn, because that was her action. So she does that. She casts the spell, disappears, and the door over here, you see her on the other side of the door, and then the door closes. That is her turn. Igvis, you see her kind of walk up and disappear.
So 15 feet to go there. Since we left this open, I'm going to assume she went that way.
Yeah, and as a free action, anybody could say something. So, Elias, actually, you wouldn't have seen her, Elias, over by that door, and neither would you have, Mariana.
Would we have heard the door shut?
But you would have heard the door shut.
Okay.
So,
I wouldn't have mentioned that before.
So, yeah, just a quick through there.
Okay.
so you do that.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think how many feet I've actually...
That would be 35. Yeah, 35 to get to the door.
I want to end right here.
Okay.
Get through the door.
That
and end up behind
is
her.
40.
Yep. And I'll use my action to... I guess I'm just going to take 2 swings at her.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Of course.
So
Oh my god, these rolls. And a 12.
they, so as you attack the second time, she casts a spell, and this this invisible force with these runic symbols and a skull of force kind of comes up and blocks your second attack, which you felt was headed right for her gut. But this force comes up, and now she's surrounded in this this skull-like force.
Okay, and that will end my turn.
Okay, Hones, you're up.
Okay. And I will use my dash action.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Vaati, it is your turn. So Vaati, you... that's right. You are down. I forgot.
Thank
okay.
you.
Dolakesh. Okay. Dolakesh just saw her disappear. You guys said she went through the door. He's gonna... 3, 4, 5. He can't see it all through the door. He's gonna take out his hooded lantern and he's gonna light it as his action. And so he moved. That's an action. That's going to be his turn. Mariana.
Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. I'll use my bonus action to move the tentacle as far as I can get it, which would be right there.
Okay. What? Not that one. Ah, things are on top of each other. Right there, I think.
It's 30 feet. Yeah.
Okay.
Because silence is concentration, can I end it whenever by just not focusing on it anymore?
Yeah, you can just choose to drop it.
So, given Flemix is out of there, and I think it risks his challenge to Mariana, I'm going to drop it now. If you have no objections.
Okay. You'll drop it. Okay. So this is in that.
So that was your bonus. You still have your movement end.
Yeah.
And you can use any spells now if you need to move closer.
Why you gotta be 5 feet? Within 5 feet of her. Igvis, come on. Making things very difficult for me and having
Oh, it's harder for her to run away.
my only higher level spells that also injuring other people.
I'm also not the only one within 5 feet. I know you don't know that.
I can't see much past the door.
So it was your bonus action to move the tentacle, right? So you have movement and an action. So
Correct.
okay. Vaati's just over there on the ground, you know, his skin singed, you know.
I mean, I took one for the team. I got rid of the 3 zombies. It's fine.
It's true. You did.
If she had waited one more turn to come out of that door, I would have had you up. But I can't. But obviously, I don't want to give her any space.
Well, yeah, you don't want to give her any room to breathe.
So Mariana, that's a movement. You still have an action.
Yeah. I'm figuring it out. move the tentacle again as an action?
No.
Okay, well, Ray of Frost it is.
Okay. Ray of Frost, go ahead and give me an attack. You notice as you
Oh,
get
that's
up
an
there
8.
that there is this still shimmering force, black force around her with a skull on it, and your Ray of Frost just bounces off and ricochets off this skull that is surrounding her. Okay, that's your action. Elias, you're up.
So I'm assuming there's a distance between me and her, right?
Yeah, so can you see the map right now where you are and where she is?
Barely. I've got a bad zoom settings. How many feet is she from me?
She is 25 feet from you, on the other side of a door.
Ooh. I'm gonna use a silent image to make a wall come between her and like kind of come up at the door, blocking her off from me. Note that she can investigate this wall to see through it, but she has to take an action to investigate it or try to attack.
We're going to make a silent image by... Sorry, it's hard to hear you. By the door of a wall? Is that what you said? Or by you?
I want to use a silent image to create a wall between, like, her and I.
Okay, where between you and her? Do you want it to be right in front of you? Do you want
Right
it to
in front
be
of the door? So, like,
right in front of the door? You can
Yeah,
make
so-
the whole door itself like one wall if you want to do that.
that's what I'm doing. Yeah, making it. But I want it to like have an effect. Like I'm manipulating the earth to like create this wall, so that it looks like it could be a solid.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. So you can make it look like a wall or part of the stone.
There, that should work for this trick.
Okay. So you create a wall. The door looks like a wall, and to everybody, it seems like a stone wall just appears by the door.
Note that it's cutting off Landis's eye contact with us. Is my main goal.
Yep.
Igvis
And
and Honed are in there, right?
We are on top of
they
her,
are,
yes.
yeah, on the other side of the wall. So Mariana and Dolakesh see a wall just appear on the door, and you lose sight of...
Yeah, but I feel like they know because I do this all the time.
Mariana does not know you.
Yeah, they will still have to make-
Mariana's right by me, right?
make a check to see through the illusion, or they can just try to walk through it, if they have an inkling. But in order to actually try and see through it, they would have to make that...
Okay, and
that
then I'm
check.
going to use my remaining movement to walk up to Mariana and whisper something.
Okay. So I'll put you next to Mariana. And then... Okay, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and pass the turn in game. All right. She is up. She is going to, as her free interact, pull out what looks to you, Igvis, to be a skull-headed flail made of silver. And she will this like silvered skull is just wreathing in black energy, and she swings it at you twice. First attack, 12.
You'll miss.
And second attack is a 6. as she misses twice, and then she casts a spell, and again that silvery mist surrounds her, and so this door is closed at the moment. That silvery mist surrounds her, and you see her disappear, but you have dark vision. As you see her down there, and you see her two honed. And then, so that's her action, bonus action. Then you see her move. And that is her turn. Igvis, you're up. So that is 30 feet of movement.
Is she not impeded by the water? She seemed to have gotten really far.
Actually, thank you. She actually wouldn't have gotten that far. 6. And then... she's actually right here.
Okay, cool.
And are you flying at the moment?
Yep.
Okay, so
I'm just bolting straight at her.
You notice this whole room again, just to remind you, is roiling in this foul-smelling gas of rotten eggs.
Okay, so I'll... I think I have to end there. I only have 40 feet, so I'll stop right there. And in order to try and stop her from getting away, I think I'm going to try and grapple her.
Okay, is that one movement for you to get there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and make me an athletics check.
19.
19.
Also, she's hexed, right?
She is hexed.
Because I know that he can do, like, disadvantage to checks with that, and knowing that we wanted to try and grapple, he probably would have chose strength, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I think I forgot about that. Choose an ability when you cast a spell. Yeah, so we'll say strength. That's fine.
Just to be extra sure.
Yeah. So she got a 3 either way on her first roll, so you successfully grapple her.
Okay, and I don't think it's an option, but I basically want to trip her too, and basically drown her in this water.
So your action right now was to grapple her, so that is your turn right now.
And I can't use a bonus to do martial arts to do anything, because technically I didn't attack.
Correct.
Okay, then that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Hone, you're up.
Okay.
And before I leave, I'll yell, "She went south!" So that they know, just in case they come.
That's one movement. You have 25-foot movement, Hone?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll just use my dash next.
Okay. So that'd be 5, 15, 25 there. So here is where you would end up with 25. Yep.
Okay, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Vaati, you pass the turn. Dolakesh is going to... he sees a black wall He is going to use his action to disbelieve the law, which is what? An investigation check. And I'm going to give him advantage on his check because he knows that Elias does this. So 21, he does, and he can see through that wall. And instead, he sees a door now. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to open the door as his free interact 6. So action to disbelieve. Then he will open the door as his free interact. He'll walk through. He can kind of see her. He still has a bonus action, which I don't think he can really do anything with. Let me look at his bonus actions. No. Okay, so that's his turn. Mariana, you see a wall, but you watched Dolakesh walk through it, so if you'd like to...
Elias whispered to me that it wasn't real.
Okay. So, I mean, you could just try to walk through it, if you want.
The rules as written say once you figure out it's not real, you can just see through it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So you can see through it, Mariana.
All right. Bringing the tentacle with me to there.
Okay, so I move it there.
I'm also going to move
Cool, so that's your movement and your bonus action, so you still have an action.
And would I be able to, like, target her properly because she's being grappled, or?
Yes. You would be able to target her, but... Sorry, I'm just going to look at this real quick. You can definitely target her if you want to target her. I'm just looking at something else as well.
Okay. Ray of Frost again it is.
I know I'm always next to her. I'm sorry.
It's okay. That is a 10.
Ten. 10 will miss her.
That'll be it then.
Elias, you are up.
I'm gonna go in the direction I saw Dolakesh and Mariana go.
Okay. So I moved you there.
And then when I
Your
see
speed.
her, I'm going to probably regret this. But worked last time and she's grappled, so
Where do you want to center it?
I'm actually gonna say, hey Igvis, where are you? Igvis, make a sound.
You can probably see me with the light.
Oh, then yeah, I'm centering it like on you with the grappling, because now she can't use somatic or verbal components.
Okay, so your silence on Igvis, centered on Igvis. All right,
Yes.
sounds good. Now, when you say centered on Igvis, sorry, I'm just
You can
looking.
probably see her too. Do you want to just put it on her?
Yeah. So you're going to put it. Yeah, you can't put it on an object, so it's just
no.
centered in the. Yeah, I just wanted to check to see if you could actually put it on Igvis, but no, it's centered there.
That would be so nice.
It would if you
So
could just
we
like
can
run
go.
around and like follow her. Hey, you can't say anything.
It would be fun seeing the light leave her eyes, but we're not that powerful.
Okay. That is a movement. That's your action to cast silence. Did you have any bonus action you wanted to use?
Nope, that should do it.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and pass your turn in game. Okay. Let's see. It is her turn. She is grappled and silenced. She is not very happy right now as a spellcaster. So her speed becomes 0, but she can still. So let's see. What would she do? She still has her skull. She can still attack from where she is. I think she can either try to escape or beat you down.
I just know she would have disadvantage on the attacks. Is the only thing I know about it, really.
She has the grappled condition. She doesn't have disadvantage on the attacks. Grappled creatures.
I thought she was restrained. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, she's grappled. So a grappled creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from the reach of the grappler or the grappling effect. So she's currently grappled. I would say, like, on your turn, if you wanted to use, like, your action, you could probably restrain her.
Fair enough.
To, like, pin her. Where you could, like, restrain her under the water, right? Which is what you were kind of trying to do.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, on your turn. But it is her turn. So, let's see. I think we're going to have her wail on you twice with her skull. And you can definitely see the fear in her eyes right now. Okay, as she wails on you with this skull teeming with dark energy, and that is going to miss. As she will try again. 13 will...
She is so flustered.
Oh,
Nope.
she is. So that is her action. She can't cast a lot of her stuff. Bonus action and movement is what she has. No verbal or... no verbal components. And let's see. Verbal.
Or somatic. Can she do somatic even? Because she's grappled?
Well, yeah.
It might be a contested roll or something, maybe?
Not because of the silence. The silence doesn't affect that, but Smack's different. Either way, she has
Well, because
no
I'm grappling her, I think he's asking if she can move her hands, really.
She has no spells to cast. Yeah, she can move her hands. She can attack because she's grappled, not restrained.
Right.
So she pulls out a torch
Oh boy.
as her free interact action. And she says, "If I go down, you go down with me."
Which I can't hear.
And which you can't hear. You just see her mouth move, and she lights the torch as her. No, she can't. She can't
I was
light
gonna
the
say
torch.
the action
She
was
used her
Elika's,
action.
right?
She did. She used her action, but you see her ready to light the torch. So her free interact to actually take out the torch. As she drops her flail, she pulls out the torch and she gets ready to strike it. And that is her turn. Igvis.
Okay. So I think I'll continue my grapple then and just try and get her and pin her at this point to restrain her.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics, opposed athletics.
Ooh, natural 20.
Oh, so she has a flat roll, so she needs a 20 in order to... And she does not. So
Oh, sorry, I had a 22 even.
okay, so you are able to restrain her, I would say.
I basically, at this point, want to get her hand, if I could, like, flavor it, I'll get her hands behind her back and shove her into the water so she's literally face first into the water.
Yeah, I'm going to let you do that. So you can restrain her right now underneath the water. So, you know, she has this torch ready to light, and you quickly restrain her and dump her down underneath the water. And she lets go of the her lighting mechanism, and the torch goes under, and she goes under, and you can hear the gurgling. Well, you can't hear because you're in the silence, but you can see the
I see bubbles.
You see bubbles as she's... and you currently have her underneath the water as you are physically drowning her with your bare hands.
And while I have her, can I move at, like, half speed to drag her towards Honed?
Yeah. I will let you do that, so go ahead and move yourself, and I'll put her right next to you.
I'll just move right there.
And you
dragging
want
her
right
under
there?
the water. Yeah.
Yeah, as you drag her under the water, right next to Hone, as you are drowning this woman. All right. That is your turn, Igvis, I assume? Hones, you are up. You see this brutalness from Igvis as he is drowning her, choking her, and drowning her underneath the water.
Would I be able to tie her up so she can't try to break the restraint off of Igvis?
Yeah, you could take out rope if you have rope.
Yeah, I have rope.
You can take that out as your free interact, and then you could use your action to hastily tie her up. I'd probably have you make a roll here if that is what you wanted to do. Let's say.
Yeah, I want to tie up her feet so she can't run away in her hands.
Yeah,
have them tied together.
I'd say go ahead and give me either a survival check or an athletics check, your choice, as your ability to tie this knot, and that's going to be her DC to kind of break out.
22.
22 athletics. So you grab it, and as Igvis is literally choking the life out of her underwater and bubbles are coming up, you take her hands and you put them behind her back, and just her hands. Is that what you're tying, or are you trying to tie her like hands?
I'm going to sort of hog tie her,
Yeah.
just backwards.
You
with,
hog tie her,
hands.
so
Yeah.
you get the legs and hands together in one bound with that 22. And so
Yeah.
Igvis is just holding her under the water. You've now bound her hands, and this is just a brutal, brutal ending. She is in deep trouble. That is your action. Do you have a bonus action that you would like to use?
No, that's going to be everything. It's going to end my turn.
Okay. Vaati, go ahead and pass the turn as you are stable. See, Vaati, see what you've rubbed off on them.
That's perfect. I don't think you understand. Watching two martial characters put some like a mage character in a circle of silence and absolutely wail on this woman. Like it's like bullies finally getting, or the people that have been bullied finally getting their chance to beat the ever-living
She has
shit.
flashbacks back to her childhood and being bullied as the life is being drained from her body. Dolakesh is up. He's just going to take a step forward, and she's already hexed, which, by the way, would have gotten disadvantage on that athletics check, which she failed. But he's going to Eldritch Blast. Well, she's like under the water now. I think he's just gonna kind of ready in action if he sees her pop up out of the water or escape to Eldritch Blaster. Mariana.
I just looked at Twitch chat real quick, and it's funny because somebody's real excited.
Yeah, Shadows is... Hey, Shadows, thanks for watching. He's actually in a Descent into Avernus Discord group that I'm in for DMs. He runs Descent into Avernus for a couple other groups he's run it. So he's watching and hanging out with us, excited by this. But go ahead, Mariana. What do you want to do?
I'm getting the tentacle down here.
All right. You are going to get the tentacle where? Go ahead and... Oh, all the way there.
That path that I've got drawn out.
Gotcha. Oh, man, as you are just wailing on her, the tentacle pops up right next to Honed and Igvis. As Igvis is holding her down under the water and Honed is hogtied her, and now this tentacle appears out of the water and just slaps her silly.
Is that with advantage because she's restrained?
I am going to go ahead and give you advantage, yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay, that is a 23.
Yeah, 23 will absolutely hit.
She uses a shield. Aw, just kidding.
6.
6 damage she takes, and she is still up, but she's not really worried about the tentacle. She's more just trying to breathe. But yeah, you just kind of whack on top of her, like her body bobs up towards the top of the water, and you whack her back under to give Igvis a helping hand with the tentacle. That's your bonus action. So you still have an action.
Ray of Frost it is.
All right. Go ahead and attack.
And that's a nat 20.
That is a nat 20. Oh my goodness. Yeah, go ahead and roll me crit damage.
7.
7 damage.
And all of that cold.
Yeah, as she is freezing up, and you can just tell, like, her face is turning blue. The bubbles are getting a little bit less, and she is really, really flailing and fighting for her life here. As blood is just coming up from the water towards the top, and it now has this little reddish tint to it. Elias.
What makes this so much worse is that this isn't even water. It's like that gas.
Well, there is water there, and the gas is floating on top of the water.
So, have her make the dex save to avoid 8 radiant damage from Radiant Flame.
Okay, so she does technically, when she's restrained, get a dex save, but it's at disadvantage, specifically. So, I would say it's basically like she's bobbing up and down in the water, and so you're kind of trying to target her as she does that, and the water maybe provides her a little bit of cover from that. But she is going to be at disadvantage on this. So roll this publicly. 6 or 10. All right, 10 is not going to do it, and Elias, your sacred flame is going to take her down. Describe how it takes her down here.
So I'm going to be brutal, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dispel the silence so she hears my last words. I'm just going to say burn to death like she did.
All right. All
And
right.
I'm going to, because as you recall, Elias carried Marza and saw like the fire damage. He's going to put it in the exact same spot.
Nice. So you say as she goes limp and that final blast of radiant energy courses through her body, you drop that silent spell, burn to death like she did. So she can hear your last words as the life just ends, the bubbles stop, and her body goes limp beneath your hands, Igvis.
So now that we've all committed a war crime,
Just in case, I'm gonna hold her there for another like 10 seconds.
It's okay, she's evil.
We should cut her head off. Can't risk anything. Can't risk her coming back.
So I think I'll just drag her body like to this hallway. Elias, go. Can you go help Vaati now?
Indeed.
I'll drag her body into this room, and I'm gonna check her to see if she has the necklace I'm looking for.
Yeah, you,
I'm going to use my last cure wounds on Vaati, by the way.
Re-roll that, because we let re-rolls on ones.
So you drag her there and you check her body. She does not seem to have the amulet on her that you are looking for. She does have that silvered skull-headed flail, though, that you are able to find on her. But otherwise, she just has her robes. No other notable items on her specifically. And you've already looted this room the previous day.
so as Cure Wounds touches my face, I would just wake up and be like, "Did we get him?"
We got him, Vaati. We got him.
I guess I'll take the flail for now and see if I can get it identified to find out what it does.
Okay, sounds good. So you grab this silver skull flail. You can just put silvered skull flail on your sheet for now. You can add a flail and just name it silvered skull flail.
Yeah, I have a few items to identify.
So, Vaati, what say you we rest for now?
I was planning to do that regardless.
I've an offer for Igvis when he finds us.
I'll go and meet up with everybody.
Igvis. I'll need to rest, but I have the ability to find any objects I've been familiar with. Have I seen what you're looking for?
I think you have. Dolakesh handed it to me in front of everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
If you
has
want,
seen
I
it.
can even give you a very vivid description.
I'll need a rest first, but let's do that.
Like overnight rest, because I don't think I have time for that.
Just at what time would it be in the day right now? Like, I'm imagining it's about 11.
It's morning. You guys basically woke up. You spent like maybe an hour talking about your plans and what you're going to do for the day. Let's just call it 1 or 2 hours. So it's probably like around 10 a.m.
So I figure if we take an 8-hour rest, long rest now, we'll have 6, and then I can have detect location. I'm sorry.
What I would like, just because, as I said, I don't know actually how much time I have to find this thing and bring it to this mausoleum. If you wouldn't mind just doing the prayer, and we just search the rest of this place for now. If we can't find it, then we'll do the locate objects after that.
Elias has no magic left. He used silence twice.
Fair enough. In that case, I don't think I have time, to be honest. So I'll go search if you guys need to stay.
Well, rest.
I mean,
I'll
I
rest
mean, I mean,
for
we
now.
could take like a short rest.
A short rest should be fine. Nice little 30 minutes.
Yeah, just a really easy. Get some HP back and breathe.
Oh, and she had this flail on her. I don't know what it does, but I guess we'll find out. We'll find out soon.
So you want to take a short rest. So where do you go to do that?
I mean, we could probably just like camp out here, can't we?
I kind of want to go in her room, like this one. Then we can just close the door.
That works.
Okay.
I'll get my key back, so I'm okay with that.
Mariana did go to use the restroom, so
Sounds good. So you go ahead and you get into this room. I'll go ahead and move Mariana's token.
Vaati, you have a vessel on you? Empty glass vial, something?
no, I have a water skin.
That'll work. I'll take your water skin and dump it out.
Is there a point to this, or are we just ready to probably immediately?
I'll grab my dragon vessel, speak my power word, which is save, and fill it back up with a healing potion.
And I will immediately drink that.
Nah, don't drink it yet. We're gonna rest first.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll rest first, and we'll see where I'm at, I guess.
At least then I'm not the only one who can use it.
Fair enough.
And just to kind of remind you, this room, since it's been a while since you were in here, this whole chamber smells of rotten eggs and that decaying flesh. And this far end of the room collapsed into rubble, where there are these several large pipes that are bolted into the wall. And they lead to this huge vat that's in the center of the room. And various tubes lead from that vat over to this northern wall over here. And along the northern wall is actually a body that these tubes here in the middle are attached to, and from the looks of it, seem to be pumping it full of gas. And as you kind of look at the body, it looks like the body of an elf, and the elf seems to be missing one of its ears. And it seems to be pumping with gas, this body.
Are there levers?
There are no levers that you see along that wall, or in the room in general.
I was gonna say, like, there's no like pressure valves or anything for the tubes that go in there.
They look to be kind of bolted into the body, so they're sticking into the flesh itself, and then bolted to the wall behind it.
Could we remove the head?
Remove the head? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Of the body?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to do that.
Okay. So you go ahead and you remove the head. And again, it smells something foul, as you have this rotten dead head of an elf missing one ear.
Wait a second.
I mean, like, that's the guy that we were.
Does he look familiar by any chance? Because that sounds like somebody we were looking for.
Yeah, and as you're kind of thinking about it, it does look familiar, and it kind of resembles the elf way back when, couple sessions ago, so many sessions ago, that you saw walk out of Hamhawk's slaughterhouse.
Baltros or something?
Yeah, that you had
Baltros.
also
I have it listed here.
identified, yes. Yep.
Is his hair blonde by chance?
It's really hard to tell. Maybe at some point it could have been, but at this point, a lot of the hair has fallen off of the corpse, and it's dirtied and greener in nature and colored, but
I had to take his head off so he wouldn't come back as a zombie.
Well, what's funny is he's one of the people we were searching for specifically to find him in this place. So he was just fuel for them instead? Weird.
It's very possible they could be turning potentially unsavory new members into fodder. This is a cult we're dealing with, after all.
so anyway, you go to rest for an hour, which requires you really to take some downtime. You're not really doing anything during that hour besides trying to recuperate. Just somebody, first person to do it, roll me a d6. Okay, first one that came up
not
is
great.
5. Okay. So you manage to get through that hour as you rest. You can go ahead and take a short rest. You can apply that on your character sheet if you'd like. You can use some hit dice to heal as well, if you would like to do that. Which is your choice as characters.
It only ran one hit dice for me for some reason.
Just keep clicking it. You can roll more.
Remember, you can re-roll any ones that come up as a house roll.
Oh, sorry, I was playing with the dice. That's what the pings were.
Okay. I'm not looking awful. I still have the unconscious symbol next to me, but
So, really quick question. It is 1 a.m. Eastern. I think this is probably a good place to stop unless you guys are good to play at least for another hour and a half or so.
Yeah, I think I need to be done.
Okay. So let's go ahead and end the session here. I think that's a good stopping point as you brutally kill Flennis and get revenge for Marza and Marza's death. And you take your short rest in Flennis's lab here. And we'll find out what you do next session. In session 18 next Friday. So go ahead and say goodbye to the stream. Thanks for watching,
bye.
everybody.
Bye, stream.
Bye.